number 16 seed Jerry Maguire
Oof.
versus the number 17 seed The Firm.
I'm going to say something that I might have to start ducking punches. Jerry Maguire, massively overrated movie.
Oh, fuck off. Really? But do you think it's a...
You think so?
I agree.
Oh, my
wow.
God.
Really?
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Split
Whoa.
room.
That's like one of his best performances, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Okay,
Oh, no.
okay. But
Let's get dumb and have some fun. Let's get dumb and have some fun. Let's get dumb and have some fun. Get dumb and have some fun.
Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallen, and comedian Jonah Jerkins like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, make dumb lists, and just have a dumb old time with you. Jonah, how are you, my friend?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you're pumped.
I'm
man.
so excited for this episode.
It's like holiday for you.
It is. It really much is. And we have a returning guest who I'm very excited about.
Hi.
We got the one and only Adam Burke here, a hilarious
guys.
comedian. You know him from NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. He
Yes.
also travels across the country headlining. And hopefully he'll be at a city near you. Yeah, I'm excited. We like to start with some gratitude. So big shout out to all the listeners for supporting us. The YouTube's doing well. TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff is going great. So yeah, and we also should, and since I'm a retired drinker, but you two are still big drinkers. And one of the best TV shows about drinking was a show called Cheers. And we got news today. We got news today that George Wendt passed away.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you didn't know
Oh,
this?
you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew this happened like noon
No.
today. The word got out. So yes, Norm from Cheers passed away. George Wendt, big Chicago guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious
George,
dude.
that's a full sentence now. George went.
This is why you're on the podcast.
Well, I texted it and your response wasn't great.
Yeah, it
You were
was.
trying to be funny, but it was also like, what
I
the
thought it was
hell?
great.
I wrote, dude, Norm from Cheers dead. He wrote, good. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, Jonah.
The only one to dislike that. Like, universally beloved. You're like, good. Fuck that guy.
That's why I thought that was funny. I didn't mean it. It's just,
I wrote
you know,
Jesus Jonah Jeff because his middle name's Jeff, you know?
Yeah.
And
Jonah
you
Jeff
wrote,
Jerkins?
Jonah Jeff Jerkins. Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
I don't think I knew that.
Not
I didn't
Jeffrey,
know, I
just
didn't know you were
Jeff.
JJ Jerkins.
It's amazing. It's
JJ Jerkins. That's more fun. We should be calling him JJ Jerkins.
JJ Jerkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triple J.
Maybe someday I'll work with Tom Cruise.
Triple J.
Is that your second hint on let's get into the Tom Cruise right away?
No, I don't
wanted
want-
to
no.
give him a shout out because Norm was great. I loved Cheers as a kid. Still love it as an adult. I think it's one of the best pilot episodes of any sitcom of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it said he's
Joe's
gone. He's
got a-
also the uncle of Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's one of my favorite weird jokes because Cheers is pretty like, middle of the road, straight down the line, kind of, Thursdays on NBC kind of humor. But the fact that multiple voices would yell out Norm,
Yeah.
regardless of how many people were in the bar,
Yeah.
every time he walked in was such a funny joke.
Yeah.
It's a great gag.
Just
Yeah.
like, Norm.
And he
there's
always
like
had a
three
quip.
people in there. Yeah. Yeah. How's it going, Norm?
And he always
Yeah.
had some really good ones. Norm, how's it going? It's a doggy dog world out there, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear.
Yeah. Do you guys have a bar like that? Where you walk in, everyone's like, Adam, hey.
I got a local.
Yeah?
I got a shout out Templestowe.
Templestowe. Okay.
It's good bar in Montrose.
Yeah, it's great.
I've always wanted, I never had that. I always wanted to have like the bar where, I guess I have that now.
You know what's real
more than
nice?
ever, but
You walk in and they know your drink.
they know you drink. Right. Right.
That's nice.
It's always nice when you have a bar too, when you're just like, you're bored and you're like, I want to kind of be a little social, but I don't want to have to call anybody. And you're just like, I can just show up, and I know I'll know one of the bartenders, and I'll probably know one of the people there. Is always a good time.
Because I don't know if this is all right to say because I won't name names, but like, it's not a proper local bar unless you have a couple of dickheads in there, like just regular dickheads, and we all know how they're going to be dickheads. You know what I mean?
I like how you're looking at me the whole time you're talking about this.
I might be the dickhead to someone else. I might be the dickhead, but you know what I mean? Like someone who's just like,
Do you think so?
huh?
Do you think so? You're over the dickhead?
That I might be the dickhead? Sure, maybe.
I don't think so.
But you know what I mean? Like someone who's like, they're just kind of just barely tolerated. You know, where they probably get barred once every like 18 months.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
You
gotta
know,
cool off.
I love about that is that everybody listening and us, we all are picturing that person. Like we know we know exactly, because I'm picturing one person at the bar that I go to a lot where I'm like, I fucking know who that person is.
Sorry, that was tough. When you pulled back, I got a smell of the whiskey.
Oh. As in like you want one, or as
Smelled
in,
amazing.
is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
Dude,
good.
whiskey,
That was
what's
rough.
better than whiskey? What drink smells better than whiskey? Like, even if you don't like whiskey,
Right.
it's the one that makes you miss booze. If you're not a big whiskey drinker, you're like, fuck, that's
That was the first
Yeah.
time I've met booze in a while. I'm 78 days sober today, and
Nice.
that was the
Congratulations.
first. Thank you. That was the first time in a good month since I was like,
You want one?
No.
Wow, you're the greatest sponsor alive. Fucking you.
I'd be like, you can have one. I mean, one's not gonna kill
It's
it.
a good thing none of us are werewolves. You know what I mean? Like, lock me in there and don't let me out. Okay, but you want out?
Yeah, you want out? Yeah. All right. Okay. I'd be the one being like, look, he hasn't turned yet. He's fine. Get him out. Get him out. He's fine. He's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Like a lot of people would be like, why'd you break your sobriety? You know, you've really proven a point to so many people that you could change and you're taking things seriously. Well, Jonah asked in a really cute way.
Yeah. I am.
George Wendt just died. We were all emotional.
Yeah, really sad. We were talking about our favorite bars.
We were. I've got a few that they know my drink when I walk in. I haven't been in there in a while, though. Although I'm still going to bars a lot because that's what we do as comedians. And I've been okay around them. Like I've talked about, I got these THC drinks. This one is Plift Plus Crisp Ginger, 10 mg THC. Pretty good deal.
Plift?
We're trying to get Plift, I believe. Or
Yeah.
Plift. Do you not pronounce
I
the
love
T?
that every weed product sounds like someone named it High.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it was a really short movie.
Yeah.
What about Plift?
Yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I don't know. My cousin makes one called Skiz. you're like, it's called Skiz. It's like, man, it's the shit. It's
Man,
good.
I wish
Literally.
we got there first.
Yeah, damn. Ah, fuck, man, it's a great name, dude. I got a friend named Cliff. Skiz.
Speaking of great names, one of the all-time great Hollywood actor names has to be Tom Cruise. It's a stage name. It's not his real name. Does anyone know his real name? Austin, you want to say the real name for me?
It's like Thomas Cruise Mathafor.
Oh, God, that's so
fourth.
fucking old.
Yeah, it's a weird name.
American
fourth?
And
money.
he has a cousin that's an actor too, right? Or
And he actually goes by Mathafor.
he does, yeah. But he has a decent
Where's he
career.
from? I looked this up, but I forgot. I looked it up 2 days ago, and I've been drinking since then. So I forgot.
Ohio, right? Is he Ohio?
Let me look it up. I'll look it up. But his middle name is Cruz.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know
Cruz
that.
is actually in his name. Yeah. Thomas Cruz Mathafor.
Is his mother's maiden name Cruz? Then I imagine.
Maybe. Let me
Although
look.
most people whose last name is Cruz, it's Cruz. You know, that's a Spanish origin.
Yeah. What are you learning?
Very.
But
common in the-
Mathafor sounds like the Hamptons, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Syracuse, New York.
Oh yeah, see.
I did know that. Yeah,
That's-
like Hamptons, like
Yeah,
upstate New York.
Smells like money.
Hamptons are on
The
Long Island,
Mathafors.
but-
Yeah. Oh, the fourth, please. The third, that was my father.
So we're doing a fun thing because the next Mission Impossible is coming out.
So
which
excited.
Jonah's very excited about. And we brought on a great movie buff. I'll call you a buff.
I'll take that.
And he's also a big Tom Cruise fan. And our producer, Austin, I don't know who's a bigger Tom Cruise fan, you or Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
You were just a big fan of TC.
I'm one movie away from seeing all his movies. It's a
Wow.
few good men.
You've never seen
Oh,
a few
yeah,
You
men?
haven't seen A Few
Wow.
Good Men?
That's the one you haven't seen?
My uncle and I have been trying to watch it for 5 years now. And we just
Oh,
can't.
that's a good flick.
We can't find a time to sit down and watch. So I'm not going to break that. I'm going to watch it
Okay.
with him.
Do you want to watch it
Written
tonight?
by Aaron Sorkin.
Let's
Aaron
spoil
Sorkin
the
wrote
shit
it.
out of it. For
Yeah,
him.
right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, thanks, Jonah.
Aaron Sorkin, a play by Aaron Sorkin, and I believe that's the end. A Few Good Men was the end of Robert Reiner's unstoppable run in the 80s.
What a great run.
What
Yeah,
an insane
incredible.
run.
90s
Yeah.
movie, I think, though. Maybe
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what I
when
mean.
it-
Like in the
80s to
80s,
90s.
yeah, and the 90s came in. Something happened
Can
in
you
the 90s.
list his run for me? Because I know it's insane.
I'm not going to get it in order, but it's Spinal Tap, Princess Bride, Misery,
Yeah.
Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men. I think I might be missing.
That is some
one.
range,
But
too.
isn't that insane?
That is
like,
a-
he made,
like-
he made one of the best fantasy movies, one of the best comedies, like one of the best thrillers.
And they're
Like,
different styles.
Yeah, it's just like,
this is
what
Spinal Tap's a real
And one of the
mockumentary
best like
style.
Stephen King
Yeah,
adaptations
one of the best
at the
Stephen
time.
King. Yeah, and like so many people won Oscars out of his movies. Like
Right.
the run is unstoppable, and then he makes North.
You fucking shut your mouth. I saw that in the theater and I love that movie.
Okay, I'm sure you did. You know, who
Okay.
did not like that movie? Roger Ebert.
Well, he didn't like. He
Roger-
also didn't like the Fast and Furious. So what
Roger
are you
Ebert
talking about?
had a very famous review of North that read, "I hate this movie." That was the title of the article.
I
I never
love,
saw
love,
it, but I
love,
remember the
love,
trailer
love that.
and I remember the movie poster where the kid was like walking on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it
But-
about?
but,
For the listeners, a lot of our listeners are young. They
It's
don't know
about
this
Elijah
movie.
Wood as a child who wants to divorce his family,
Yeah.
his parents. So then he basically auditions parents. He travels around the world, and then Bruce Willis is dressed like a bunny for some reason. For some reason, that's why I love the movie, because Bruce Willis was a bunny. It's
We forgot about Stand By Me.
And
Oh,
Stand
Stand
by
By
Me.
Me.
I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome movie.
I mean, insane. I just want
another Stephen King adaptation.
those are like some of the most quotable movies ever too.
Yeah, and I think it's. I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about Tom Cruise, but I do think.
What's your number one Rob Reiner?
Rob, oh, fuck,
If you had to
dude.
choose. What's the one you saw the most?
For me, it's Stand By Me.
Stand By Me.
It's it's Princess Bride.
Really?
Princess Bride is here. What's great about Princess Bride is that it's the kind of movie you go like, do you like fantasy movies? They're like, no. Do you like Princess Bride? Fuck yes, I like Princess Bride. You know what I mean? Because it's the one that kind of like, it kind of crosses into so many different genres, and it sort of makes fun of itself a little bit. It's such a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. 2 Billy Crystals in there. Didn't realize that.
Is he in it twice?
He's in that, but he's also in When Harry Met Sally. Yeah, When Harry Met Sally.
Bob Ryan did not rework with actors a lot.
Yeah.
Just
That's why I thought
one
that
and
was
done for most of them.
Right.
That's pretty rare. I think if I was a director, I'd rework the same people a lot. I'd mix it up enough, but I'd keep some people close to you.
Yeah.
There's lots of insane stories around A Few Good Men, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but it culminates in this like really famous trial sequence. And again, it's a lot of people talk about that movie, like Tom Cruise, like learned a lot about how to be a movie star from that movie because Jack Nicholson is in that. And when you shoot a scene, you normally do coverage, right? So like a lot of times, for shooting Tom's coverage, Jack's already at home, 3 martinis deep. Jack Nicholson did the famous monologue. Do you know about this? He did the monologue in that like 18 times for everybody's coverage.
Yeah.
Because he's like, and he did it at the same volume with the same intensity. Like it was a stage play, because it was a stage play. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And someone goes to him like, you could be home. Why are you here doing this? And he's like, because I like acting.
You got to do it in a Nicholson, though.
No, I can't do it.
Oh, yeah. I also
Really,
like
they
that.
give a load of me. No, I can't do them.
Because I like acting. I had a stepmom, or my dad is kind of notorious for dating kind of wackadoos, and he dated this girl. They were engaged. Her name was Darlene, who's a great woman, but definitely like was around in the she was an actress in the 70s around that time, and her stories seem so like fucking out there, but like she, I guess, dated Jack Nicholson. She says she dated Jack Nicholson for a while, and we saw As Good as It Gets, and then she's just like in the theater, she's like, this is exactly what Jack's like. And I was like this? And she goes, it's so Jack. And I was like, you're a liar. You fucking insane.
I love that. If you're gonna lie, just
go for it.
Shoot for the fences. Dude.
She also said that she was Hunter S. Thompson's like live-in girlfriend for a little bit too.
Fantastic.
I know. Just the stories.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lie small. You know what
I know.
I'm
but my
gonna be
dad was like so proud of it. He basically was like, hey, tell Jonah about all the guys he used to fuck. Like that basically was like the stories. And it was just so insane.
He's like, yeah, he thinks I've got bad taste in women.
Yeah.
Tell him about some of the people you fuck.
And you're like, cool, Dad.
Would a loser get a hot piece like this?
Yeah, this girl fucked Richard Gere. Tell him about his dick. Tell my son about Richard Gere's dick.
Dick Gere's dick.
You're like, what the fuck is going on? You know what's crazy about Tom Cruise is that he worked with these actors that are basically like passing the bill. Like this is the next star, right? Because he's that near Paul Newman.
Yeah.
In
Color of Money.
Thank you, Color of Money. And then like he's not doing that for anybody, is he?
Yeah, he wants to do it for Glenn Powell.
Oh,
mentioned
fuck
that
off
for
with
Tom
that.
Powell.
Really?
I don't like Glenn Powell.
Yeah, he
Who's
said
he's
he
not-
Glenn Powell.
Someone that Hollywood's trying to force down
He was
our
in
throats.
Twisters. He was
Oh,
in
yeah. Get out of town.
Yeah, he said in a recent interview that if anyone were to be like in the new Mission Impossibles, because they're going to keep making them, that he would want Glenn Powell.
I will say
Has no
one thing
charisma.
I've been sort of, and this might be creepy, but one thing I sort of was keeping track of when I'm rewatching the Mission Impossibles is, and I think actually Tom Cruise is better at this than a lot of actors, is I was trying to gauge the age difference between him and the romantic interest in each one. Because he's pretty good. He keeps it like within, I think the biggest is Thandie Newton is like 10 years. She was known then, Thandie Newton, but like 10 years. But most of them, like if he's in a movie, like they're like in their 40s or 50s. Like Jennifer Connelly in Top Gun in Maverick is like gorgeous, but like only about 5 years younger than him or something. When
Yeah.
the movie, but.
Yeah, and then in like Fallout, who was that? She's also in Dune. Why am I forgetting?
Rebecca Ferguson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think her age is pretty close, isn't
Yeah,
she?
he does date pretty similar in the movies.
Yeah,
Similar.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and then he's
Yeah.
then he's seen with
Katie
Anna de Armas.
Holmes is way younger than he was.
Yeah. Oh, but she sings, baby. She sings. You have no idea. She sings. Poor Jeremy Renner, by the way. Jeremy Renner, like, basically, like, oh, he's going to take over the Mission Impossible franchise. And Tom Cruise is like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, he's going to take over the Jason Bourne franchise. And then Matt Damon's like, oh, no, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
It's like, he was like this close, and then he's
Yeah.
like, life should turn out, and they get sucked into a snowblower. Which is,
It's like,
I can't believe he survived that.
it's like, can I be Hawkeye still? Actually, we got this lady lined up.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Kicked him out of season 2. That's the
Well,
big
he
news.
said, I saw a clip of, I'm on Instagram way too much, but I saw a clip that Jeremy Renner said that they were going to offer him the same amount of money for season 2 that they did for season 1. And season 1 was pretty good and it was a hit. And it's like, I fucking crawled back from the grave.
Right.
Like, can you give me a little bit more money?
Yeah. When I first heard that story, I thought that he got hit by a snowplow. For some reason, I thought he was like helping somebody out.
He saved his nephew by all accounts.
He did, I know, no, the story's incredible. Like he's an amazing person. But I thought it was like he like pulls over and then is trying to help somebody with a flat on the side of the road during a snowy day.
It also does sound like I just saw Final Destination. It sounds like a Final Destination.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But could you imagine like you roll the window down, the guy's like, hey, need any help? And you're like, Jeremy Renner? And then he gets taken out by a snowplow. Like, could you just imagine? You're like, Jeremy Renner? Like, just it's completely taken out.
Didn't see that one coming, did you, Hawkeye? Drive off.
Maybe a better time on that senior
gonna
trip.
avenge
That's
him.
a callback from an old movie.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, he's the
That
star
was
of
like
it.
his first big role, I think.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Cruise, though, because I was looking at his filmography. It's like he's not really like, I don't know how much TV work he did, but he's not really like kicking around in the trenches much. He's like in the Outsiders and he's in a couple of things, but he's like top of the line. He's above
Somewhat.
the title within about, I think, 5 movies or something.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking out-the-box movie star.
Yeah.
Which is like insane.
And even Outsiders was an ensemble
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they all
yeah.
became big stars.
Right,
And that was
right.
a Patrick Swayze vehicle, really, I feel like.
Right,
He was
right.
probably the top dog on that one. Well, this is going to be fun, though, because a lot of listeners might not. I like Tom Cruise, but you guys obviously way more than me, especially Austin. So we're going to do a Tom Cruise movie bracket. All 3 of us are going to try to decide which the better movies are to move on. This is our 3rd bracket we've done now.
Yeah.
We did best countries.
Have we done one with 3 people though?
Oh, I wish
No.
I were here from best countries. That
Yeah.
sounds
Who won
amazing.
best countries? China?
Japan.
Japan.
Japan. It came down to Japan and South Korea.
I thought it was Japan and Mexico.
No, it was South Korea.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because I did it to other people, and that was everyone also had Japan and South Korea last.
Well, South Korea was tough because
USA wasn't in it.
Huh?
Jonah wanted Italy to win. Remember over South
Because this
Korea?
guy doesn't like pizza.
No, I love pizza.
He goes. I mean, I'm really big. I mean, like, I don't like Italian food. I mean, I like pizza. And you're like, oh, Joe, that's not Italian food, my friend. yeah. Because he's Irish. Yeah, you both don't like Italians.
Yeah, they're all right. Italians are just Irish people who allow themselves to cry.
Oh,
Yeah. Pretty much.
You should put that on a bumper sticker.
Yeah, I need merch to sell. All right. So, how many movies are we doing for this bracket? I want to lay down the rules. 32.
I literally looked at every single one of his films' global box office, and I ranked them myself.
Okay.
Now,
So this is
Austin,
the
I want
official
you
list.
to keep us going, though, because some of these, obviously, we're going to want to explain and show our work.
Yeah.
But 32 is a lot, and we don't want this to be a 3-hour podcast.
I want it to be a
so-
4-hour
and,
podcast.
feel free
yeah.
and
to
6 of
argue.
them, we know that like, a 6th of them are going to be Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
because
why
if
we
we're going
did-
by box
That's
office.
why we did 32, because if
Okay.
we did the 16, literally half of them would be Mission Impossible.
What, can
That would
you
be it.
can you? What,
And you decided not to do Rotten Tomatoes, or you suggested that? I'm sorry. to
I
make that up.
suggested it, but Austin decided to box office.
Well, Rotten
total
Tomatoes,
box
he has a
office.
lot of ties, and I
Okay.
wouldn't know how to.
Oh, great
rank
point.
those.
What was his least? Ooh, let's guess what his least performing movie
Oh,
is.
his lowest budget movie.
Yeah, I don't even have to look it up. I know.
Vanilla Sky.
I think it's no.
No, that did.
My guess
surprise
is
me
Rock
well.
of Ages. Is my guess.
I forgot about Rock
Yeah,
of Ages.
yeah.
I like that shit
Yeah,
too.
Rock of Ages will not appear sadly, but it's not his lowest.
It's
That
not.
movie rocks. It's hilariously bad.
Yeah, is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually like enjoyably bad.
Is it in his early career or is it in his?
Super early career.
Oh, so is it the not the Sure Thing, but the movie that's kind of like?
It's not Legend. Did Legend do well?
Yeah, Legend did all right.
All right.
I thought I loved that.
Even
movie.
earlier than Legend.
Legend's very strange. Legend.
It's not Taps. Is it Taps?
No, it's right after Taps.
Oh, I forgot about Taps.
It's after Taps.
Yeah,
Is it-
it's
did
a movie
Outside-
called Losing It. It's where he
That's
goes
the movie I'm
Oh,
thinking of.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Tijuana.
only in like 3 scenes. Didn't you watch
No,
that?
he's in my whole movie. It's
Is
really
he?
good.
Is
Jackie
it?
Earle Haley's in it too. He's
Okay.
really
That
good
is
as well.
such a great '80s fucking title.
Losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such
They go
like
to
Like
Tijuana
losing
to
it,
lose
the
it.
Sure Thing.
risky business.
Yeah. It's always like, oh,
It's losing it. I don't know anything about losing it. I can picture the fucking poster.
Zaps. You remember that one? With yeah.
Dude.
All right, we're gonna start this now. Are we ready?
Collision Course.
let's fuck.
That was with Jay Leno.
So this is. I did actually make a tweet because I felt inappropriate not to include this. So the real number 32 seed is American Made, but I did not include American Made.
Wow, that's a good movie. I like that movie.
Because the number 34 was Risky Business. So I moved it up to 32 so we can talk about Risky Business.
Whoa, Risky Business.
So we're doing number 32 seed Risky Business versus number 1 seed Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
we're starting off hard.
This is hard, man.
So Top Gun Maverick, that's his highest grossing movie.
Yeah, $1.3 billion.
That's incredible.
It feels kind of unfair because the money the last 10 years is going to be bigger than the money.
No, I think did you
adjust for inflation?
Some of them were adjusted, yeah. I
Some
mean,
of them
there's a
are.
stark. I mean, it's clearly Top Gun Maverick because I mean,
that was a huge movie.
His next highest gross
post-pandemic.
is only $700 million.
I mean, it's a movie that saves movies. And
Exactly.
That's what I love about Tom Cruise is like right now his mission is to save movies.
Yeah.
Right.
So he'd choose to accept it.
Yeah, true.
But I will say this. I think you and I have agreed about. We talked about this before, but and none of you know this about Tom Cruise. He fucking loves movies. It's like to like an insane degree. Like he's allowing them to kill him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But he's like, I mean, the fact that out of all the stars, like he recorded that PSA about motion smoothing.
Yeah.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, I heard. I saw it. It was before a movie I saw.
It's
it.
him and McCormick, right? That are in that.
Was it who?
McCormick? Is
The director?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because it's, you know.
What do you say again, just so the listeners know?
So it's like, so your TV will have a setting that's sort of meant for sports, where it sort of smooths out the motion in certain scenes, especially in sports. A lot of people have it turned on, and on a HD TV, it makes films look like shit. Like it really does. Have you ever around someone's house and it looks like a movie's been shot on like a fucking camcorder from the 90s? It's because they've got motion smoothing turned on. So he had this thing where like Tom Cruise shows up like, oh, he's going to talk about earthquakes or famine. And he's like, no. Go to settings.
Okay, I'll wait. And then he goes, did it change? Did it change? No, it didn't.
I remember seeing that because they showed it before movie. Like I remember being at the movies. I think when I was Spider-Man No Way Home, I think when I saw that at like Regal over here, all of a sudden Tom Cruise came on and he just started explaining, like, and he was very stern too. Like, like, hey, I'm not fucking around right now. Okay, this is serious.
Well, you know,
this is not risky business. This is serious business. Yeah.
But that's how like earnest he was too. When like everyone's like, oh, Tom Cruise blew up at the scene, and then he's like, this is important, and you're not being important. Like, but where everyone's like, what are you laughing at?
No, just him. Are you talking about him on Mission Impossible flipping out?
Yeah. Well, it's
so
crazy because
funny.
everyone's like, yo, what an asshole. And they actually are listening to what he's saying. And you're like,
Yeah. People's families on the line.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, if we shut down these things, all these people can't feed their families.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'd rather listen to Christian Bale fucking yell at Mick G all day long.
No, people don't realize that when a show stops and stuff, like, yeah, the stars will be fine, but the people on crew, they get paid well because the unions are good, but they will be laid off for periods of time with no money coming in. Yeah. I came across something similar with them. We'll get back to the answer here. Bill Lawrence, who's created a million shows, he's the creator of Scrubs, and people were giving him a hard time for the 9th season of Scrubs, which was bad. And, you know, if you're a fan of it, you're like, what the hell? But he explained it. He goes, you know, ABC offered me another season, and even though I was happily to end it after 8 because that was the plan, because it was with NBC, he's like, I already thought about all the people who I get to keep hiring, so why not? He goes, does it tarnish the legacy of it? Yeah, whatever, but I'd rather put money on the, like, I love that crew. I love that all the people who work there. You know, the stand-ins got to have more work, the extras we had hung around. And I remember being like, you know what, damn it, I respect that. The same when Orson Welles said, they asked Orson Welles, have you heard this? I told you about this. I love this. I like to bring it up. I don't think I've ever talked about it on the podcast. I said to Orson Welles, have you ever cast any of your friends in any roles in your movies? He goes, frequently. He goes, have you ever regretted? He goes, frequently. And it's like, well, do you keep doing it? He's like, I will always keep doing it because I value friendship more than I value art.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where sometimes I believe they're going to do a good job and I want it to work out, and then it doesn't. At the end of the day, they're my friend. Yeah. And I just go, yeah, I respect that, because some people get a little bit too much. And I've seen people lose friendships for stupid shit like that sometimes. Where I'm like, at the end of the day, like, you know, we're all gonna die. Be nice to each other.
Right. I do like the idea though that like in this art, there's so many like blue collar guys that are on the job where they're just like, they have to deal with like a Christian Bale where they're just like, this fucking guy. Like they're not even starstruck anymore. They're just like, this guy has no idea.
But also like the amount of times you'll hear these stories where like someone will go like, I heard a story recently about Breaking Bad, but someone will go like, there'll be some line or some bit of business in a show. Like, how did you guys come? They'll ask the director or the writer, how did you come up with that? It's like, it was a fucking key grip. It was like a key. You know, we were shooting it for the 5th time, and a key grip will be just like, you know, it'd be funny if we did this.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to.
The Breaking Bad one. Yeah.
No, it's Bryan Cranston in Seinfeld.
Oh,
He was on an
Breaking
episode of
Bad too.
Seinfeld where he was rehearsing the thing where they put Jerry under and kind of final him. You know, they're doing that thing where, and a guy who was up on a ladder, the key gripper guy or whatever, was like, you know, it'd be funny if you took a hit of the oxygen before you put it on. And he goes, you know, that would be funny. And so he did it during run through, and everyone was laughing. And he went to go look for the guy, and he goes, that guy right there. And the guy just kind of went. He explained. He said something like the guy was cool as hell, and then he goes, "I never saw him again." There was probably something in Breaking Bad.
There was
too,
another Cranston one, which it was when they get stuck in the truck out in the desert, and Jesse goes, "Aren't you a scientist? Can't you build like a battery or a robot or something?" And later on, Walter's like fiddling with something, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "You gave me the idea," and he's like, "You're gonna build a robot?" and that was a key grip. It was like, you know, that'd be funny if you did that, and they like had to reset the whole thing because they're like, that's too funny to leave out.
Yeah.
But you know who could get away with that? Those guys, key grips, other people, because they're building shit, and there's something there. I want to any listeners, if you're ever an extra on a television show set or something, do not offer lines on how to make it better.
Nope.
I watched a guy get fired off of a show because he did it twice.
Also, if you're doing like a local show that's like a kind of a Daily Show type ripoff, and someone sends you your lines, don't go to the head writer and be like, hey, it'd be funny if I said this stuff. Because they would look at you and say, no, just do your lines. Oh, and that guy's name was Adam Burke. When I did, Adam wrote a script for me that he asked me, he was very nice to ask me this thing. I was like the pilot that drew the dicks. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to Adam, I was like, hey, I got some ideas for some lines. And Adam's like, everybody does. And then it's basically like.
Well, I think the only thing with that show too, it's because, I mean, talk about weirdly.
It was WGN.
Pat Tomasulo reminds me of Tom Cruise a lot because, and he'll like that, not only because he's short, but because he is that kind of guy where like you can't really be ever mad at him because however hard you're working, he's working five times harder. And Tom Cruise is kind of like that thing. And the thing with Pat was like, whenever we got a script locked down, like to get it to the point where it's locked down, it's like, okay, let's shoot it first. You know what I mean? Let's rehearse it first, and then like. If we have time, we'll do it. But we were on such a shoestring thing. So
I was just giving you shit.
But anyway, risky business.
Oh, so before we get to risky business.
I think we know the answer, though, to this one. Can I just say it so he could gear up the next one? We're picking Top Gun, right? Risky business I love, but it's a nostalgia pick at this point.
No, it's an incredible film. It's directed well. It's yes, it is.
Here's the
but
thing.
Top Gun's more important.
You watched it.
I just got it on 4K. But I haven't watched
does that
it yet.
mean you watched it recently?
Here's the thing about risky business, and I sort of weirdly don't like sex scenes in most movies.
Right.
I just think they're like lame, especially 80s. It's always that fucking saxophone. It's always fucking blue lights.
Yeah.
It's always
Bush. Too much bush.
Too much bush. It's always raining for some fucking reason. But the fucking scene, is it Rebecca De Mornay?
Yeah.
That
The
fucking
subway?
and the L is pretty fucking
L, excuse
sexy.
me.
That's one where I'm like, all right. People in the U.S. are fucking on trains.
Great song though too. Yeah. Was that in the air tonight? Wasn't that playing during that?
Something like that. Something iconic.
Great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack. That movie is
Joey Pants is
fucked
great.
up, and I do not think that movie would get made today.
No.
Where we're rooting for the fucking kind of rich kid who starts a prostitution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just gotta say what the fuck. But that's the thing is like that movie is like this dude is a star. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
And like that whole
That scene is still people, not to cut you off, but people still mock that scene or mimic that scene.
the dance,
Yeah,
and that's all improvised.
old time of rock and roll.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
improvised.
is it? And it's also that's got to be. I love scenes like this. I love thinking about scenes where, like, I think if we showed someone, like, showed a Gen Z kid, like, someone in his underpants sliding into a room, they'd be like, "Yeah, that's that thing," and you'd be like, "What's that from?" Like, well, I don't know what it's from, but it's that thing. You know what I mean? It's
so iconic.
It's so iconic, but it's a thing. But none of these kids have seen the movie,
Right.
Because it's a weird movie. It's such a fucking bummer in parts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like Rebecca De Mornay's character kind of has a rough fucking life.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise's problem is that he's not quite as rich as he'd like to be.
Right.
He doesn't know his future like all of his rich North Shore friends. And just so people know, it takes place in the North Shore, which is all the rich, fancy suburbs north of the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
And then he goes in the city and bangs on my subway.
Yeah.
On my L, and my public transportation that my dad and I were chipping in for the taxes on.
Yeah.
Suburban kids aren't helping for that.
Yeah, and they also say you can just if you want to prostitute, you just go to a paper.
I think
Like it was just like a
I think
normal
having unprotected sex with a prostitute is less hygienic than having sex on a CTA train.
100% agree.
That's the bit that
Yeah.
made it
Yeah.
made it gross.
Right.
Like on the train.
There's a difference between getting peed on and sitting in pee while you fuck. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Once
You heard it
choice.
here first.
Yeah, you don't want like
Speaking
I'd
of
rather get
bumper
peed
stick-
on than have pee be my base. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm
Speaking of bumper stickers, get that on merch. The difference between sitting in pee
All
and
right,
being
which one are
peed
we
on.
doing here?
We're doing Maverick,
it has to be Maverick. I mean, it's saved movies, and it's arguably better than the first.
and it's
is.
great. It's fucking bonkers, and the things that they like.
It's a perfect
The
play
things that
nostalgia.
they pulled off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly's in. I mean, it was already going to be
Right.
good, and then you put Jennifer Connelly in it. Like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Miles Teller.
Oh, he's really
He's
good.
great, and that's the
He's great.
only Glenn
He's-
Powell
I
like.
go back and forth on that dude, Miles Teller. Because there's been some movies I've seen him where I'm like, don't like him. There's other movies where I'm like, this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Whiplash, great movie.
Right.
Fantastic Four, horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You've seen him
but
in that. He's terrible.
Horrible in
He's
that.
unbearable in that.
that's the thing about, like, we can talk about Tom Cruise, is that the audience picks our stars. And I feel like Miles Teller was one of those guys that were trying to cram down our throats. And
Yes.
we're like, nah, not really.
Right.
Like,
You're
he's
right.
fine, but don't start putting his name. Don't be going Teller.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like that's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
you can go. Cruise got to cruise really quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think it's also like you're like Miles Teller. That's like a very Tom Cruisey sounding name. You know what I mean? They're like, you got to be famous with the name like that.
It's insane that like the poster for Mission Impossible is just a profile of Tom Cruise's face.
Right.
That's a fucking movie star.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what is
Yeah.
this? I don't care what this is. Is it an espionage movie? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like a sequel, but it's also like a reboot,
Yeah.
and it's just like he did it so well, and it's very smartly done.
All right, we're doing the next one.
Maverick, yeah.
Maverick.
We got the number 16 seed.
That one hurt me, by the way.
That's tough. That was,
That was
a
a tough one.
Number 16 seed, Jerry Maguire.
Oof.
Versus the number 17 seed, The Firm.
I don't like The Firm. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't know why.
I'm gonna say something that I might have to start ducking punches. Jerry Maguire, massively overrated movie.
Oh, fuck off! Really? But do you think it's a
You think so?
I agree.
Oh, my
wow.
God.
Really?
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Split
whoa?
room.
That's like
Oh,
one of his best
no.
performances, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
But you agree it's a good performance,
it's
though.
a good performance.
Okay.
But if the movie like is, it fucking spins its wheels. It takes a lot of time
Right.
to say not much.
It's kind of like this podcast. That's our
Yeah,
that's our tagline.
We have it in the title, though.
That's the tagline of our
That is
podcast. Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But it's like you were so unsure of how strong the script was. You put a fucking kid in glasses in
I
that
know.
we have to fucking root for. Get the fuck out.
I don't
of
root
town.
for that kid at all.
Was that Penny Marshall? Who directed that?
No, it's
No, that's-
it's
you gotta-
Cameron Crowe.
Yeah.
Cameron Crowe. Sorry, I'm way off.
That was like during the times. Like I didn't watch Risky Business because it was that time of like your adolescence and around that time where you just like that movie's fucking gay, dude. Like because
Yeah.
the dancing scene, and then I saw the film and I'm like, what am I talking about? This movie's incredible. And Jerry Maguire too. I'm like, that's for moms. Like, this is so stupid. And then I watched it and I was like, this movie's it's like one of those movies where you go into it thinking it's gonna be one way, and then it's
It's also one of those movies.
and
where,
Jay
like,
Moore.
But it's also one of those movies where like good performances will trick you
Yes.
into accepting pure garbage dialogue. Like You
Yeah.
Had Me at Hello is one of those things where it was like, oh, what a great, and then you actually think about it like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
He just said a bunch of nice things to you.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't have to say any of that. Like, you just say hi.
Oh, get the fuck out of town.
But I mean,
I
him
was-
and Cuba are so good together.
No, I think that's well acted. I think everyone nails their roles, but the kid sucked. No, but
I think the kid is amazing.
he is. I was joking. The kid's fine.
Yeah, he's
I think it's a good movie, but I'm with Adam in the sense that we should not be hearing multiple quotes from that movie still, even 5 years after it came out. People were saying, show me the money, and
my
you had me
God.
at hello for fucking like
Help me help you.
so long.
Show me the
it
money.
just- Yeah,
Especially
it's
like
fine though.
any quote that fucking, like fucking Wall Street guys love. And if you're down the stock exchange, those assholes were saying any guy in a fucking
Yeah.
polo shirt and a fucking golf handicap was just yelling, "Show me the money!" And like,
Yeah.
fucking, could you die?
Right. Right. Yeah.
No,
But didn't this, okay, the part where
I
Cuba,
still like it over The Firm, by the way.
Okay, so we are.
But also, like Cuba
The
is.
Firm is awful.
He's
It's terrible.
Are you out of your mind? The Firm is great. Firm is good. Fucking Grisham novel.
I saw it once.
Solid.
I
That's
don't.
good.
I don't know why I just can't. I think I went in that movie with too high expectations.
Yeah.
It's good, and it also started the who just died.
It's our best friend Gene Hackman.
Best
friend Gene Hackman.
Yeah, we love Gene Hackman here.
Yeah,
because we love the idea.
I won't hear a word said against him.
Well, we like the idea of we've talked about this podcast, but the idea of like his last words with where he's like screaming at his wife who's dead on the floor because he needs his pills, which is a very funny thing. Hey,
Adam,
I need my pills. What are you doing on the ground? And he's just
you
like,
know what his last words were? Show me the money.
yeah, right.
You had me
His
at
last words were like, "What's going on with all that red stuff? It feels like Crimson Tide in here."
Okay.
I don't know if I have seen The Firm that you guys are talking
Can I
about.
tell a real quick Jerry Maguire story? Part of the reason I hate Jerry Maguire, I used to live with these two guys who were like very fucking artsy. And one of them was like in an arts collective called Everything Is Terrible. And they would like come up with all these wacky ideas. And one of their ideas was they wanted to have a VHS rental store that only had VHS copies of Jerry Maguire. And so in our apartment,
That's a great idea.
in our apartment, we had, I think, 8,000 copies of Jerry Maguire. And it was like, and they had nowhere to put him. And we used to live on the second floor. So I used to walk up to our apartment, and lined against the wall were hundreds and hundreds of VHS copies of Jerry Maguire. And you had to walk real carefully. Because I was like, is that the way I'm going to go out? Crushed to death.
Yeah.
And then, but I will say that word of this got to Cameron Crowe, and he was like, how many do they need left? How many do they need to hit their goal? And they're like, they need like 30. I was like, I've got 2 copies around here somewhere. And
Shut
Cameron
up.
Crowe sent them like 2 copies.
Whoa,
That's pretty cool.
They do YouTube stuff, right? Everything's
Yeah,
terrible,
yeah,
like
yeah.
like funny clips, like short clips.
Yeah, very
those
strange, but yeah.
yeah.
I almost got killed by Jerry Maguire, so that's why.
That is insane. Did you have nightmares of it crushing you?
of course.
Just getting crushed under the VHSs of.
And then
his
the
face
fucking
sometimes?
EMT showing up and going, help me, help you.
Very weird. We're going to the next one now. We're on the next one.
Who did we decide
Well,
on?
I say Firm.
You're voted 2 versus 1. That's how we're doing
fuck.
it. Sorry.
All right.
It's Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like. I want to like the Firm, but I just don't.
All right.
We got the number 8 seed. Surprising top 10 seed. Number 8 seed, The Last Samurai. And
Just watch this.
the number 25 seed, Tropic Thunder.
Oh, shit.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, but it's not a Tom Cruise movie.
I
though.
know, but he steals it. He's
He
so
does-
good.
He does.
steal it.
He's got quite a bit of lines.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
And it is the thing, you're absolutely right, he steals it. And it is the thing that it's sort of like, what's so great about it, regardless of his performance, but because if he didn't elevate that, what's his name? Is it Lloyd Grossman?
Les Grossman.
Les Grossman. The movie's kind of about Les Grossman. The
It
movie's
is.
kind of about all these people who like don't really have personalities of their own, and they're afraid of this fucking lunatic. You know what I mean?
Because he's
that's
like
what
God. He's like the God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Hollywood is, and like that's why the movie kind of works. Because like he's the head of a Hollywood studio, he's not afraid of a literal terrorist because he thinks he has more power.
Right.
That's true.
Why don't you fuck your own face?
You punch him. You punch him. I don't think that Tom Cruise gets the recognition he does for his comedic sense and timing.
I wish he would make more.
I know. He's so good at his idea. He's like, I want fat hands.
Yeah, meaty arms.
Yeah, and then he just was like, and he like learned how to dance, and then he like went to Ben Stiller and was just like, I think about this move, and he does it. Ben Stiller was like, yeah, let's do that. It's incredible. And like, did you ever watch the Conan where they go on a ride together?
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess Tom like improvised almost through that whole thing where he's just so, and that's what Mission Impossible is so funny in Mission Impossible movies as they go along.
Les Grossman, Tom Cruise's Les Grossman, it always reminds me of George C. Scott in Dr. Strangelove. Because in Dr. Strangelove, Peter Sellers who's a professional comedian, plays 3 different characters, and the funniest thing in Strangelove is George C. Scott, who's kind of playing it straight.
Yeah.
And I think, look at all the comedians who are in Tropic Thunder. And what's the funniest thing in Tropic Thunder?
Right.
It's
Tom Cruise.
fucking Tom Cruise.
Because he just
amazing.
he just controls the screen. It's crazy. And also, did you guys know that Tom Cruise is in it walking into that movie? I didn't either.
No.
No.
Do you remember when you realized you're like,
It took me like like 3 times.
No, I did know actually. My dad spoiled it for me. I did know.
Oh.
But I wasn't mad at him for it. He was so happy to tell me.
So we got
because he couldn't believe it. He talked about it forever. He's like, I can't believe how great Tom Cruise.
What's
was.
it up against?
So we got Tropic Thunder going to beating The Last Samurai.
When's the last? Producer Austin, I just watched The Last
It's
Samurai.
great.
It's
I
great.
like The Last
It's
Samurai.
very good. It's not white savory as it. Savory is a weird way to say that, but like it's not as white savory as.
I like that he got
to.
I like that Billy Connolly's in it.
He's great in that too, and I love drunk Tom Cruise because you can tell Tom Cruise has never been drunk in his life.
You ever hear that Billy Connolly story? Billy Connolly goes, I died in every movie I've ever been. I died in a Muppet movie.
Okay, we're going on to the next
good
one.
stand-up.
This one's also sadly in the top 10 seed. The number 9 seed, The Mummy,
Oh.
versus 24 Valkyrie. Nazi
Oh,
Tom
whoa,
Cruise.
this is a hard one.
Valkyrie. I don't think I've seen that one. This is a great mediocrity
Yes.
Yeah, these are
bracket.
very too mid.
Yeah,
forgettable
very
movies.
mid.
Okay, well, Jake Johnson's in The Mummy. I love that. I haven't finished The Mummy because I like the first 30 minutes. It's not a good
I thought
movie.
Brendan Fraser was in The Mummy.
No, it's a different
yeah, they
Mummy.
So this is a
remade
They
reboot.
remade it.
With
I did
Tom
not know
Cruise.
that.
Universal had this awful fucking idea
No idea.
because Marvel was like killing it. With everyone was putting together, like, the Wizarding World, the fucking
universe.
surreal world, blah blah blah. So they're like, we're gonna have the Dark Universe because
Yeah.
Universal owns basically classic Frankenstein, classic Dracula, classic Mummy, right? Wolfman. So they're like, we're gonna do it. So they go, let's get Tom Cruise in. But what they don't realize is that Tom Cruise is not going to just act in your movie. Tom Cruise is going to take the fucking thing over
Right,
and basically turn it into a Mission Impossible.
It is. It's like a weird Mission Impossible. It's weird. And then like Russell Crowe. I mean, I love Russell Crowe, but he's like,
Like,
Oh, he's really
Hyde.
good in it, actually.
yeah, he is good in
He's
it.
that.
Jacqueline Hyde, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that, what is it work against again?
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie's, I mean, it's Bryan Singer,
I haven't
right?
seen it. Is it good?
I think it's worth a watch.
It's
just
worth a
'cause
watch.
It's based on a true event, so it's interesting.
Kind of based on
Do
true
you know what it's
event.
about?
Yeah, it's World War II, Nazi Germany, right?
Yeah.
It's not Thor's sister, not sister or friend.
What?
Oh,
The Valkyrie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not- no,
It's
Yeah,
about-
it's like it's their attempted coup against Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
So if
Why
we vote
would they
for
do that?
huh?
Why would they want?
Well, that's the thing is that it's a
I don't like coups.
it's a
We have
movie.
elections
but
in
but
Germany.
also like Tom Cruise is a Nazi in it, so you're
Yeah.
kind of rooting for the Nazis to take over a little bit worse Nazi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
a little
not
bit
a-
worse.
like-
now.
a little bit worse Nazi. Just a
like
little
that
bit
Ted
worse.
Cruz, Donald Trump showdown, where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The best part of that movie is in the beginning when Tom Cruise is speaking German,
Yeah.
and then it slowly fades into English.
Right.
And then, like,
Oh.
I'm like, why doesn't every movie do that?
I know.
I love
Clearly
that.
in a
Well,
different
Hunt for Red
country.
October does that, but like this part's great because Tom Cruise has an American accent, but then all the other people now that were speaking German are speaking with an English accent
Yeah.
because there's a lot of English actors in it.
weird.
Yeah.
So which one?
It's gotta be Val.
I'm gonna go for the one I've seen, so I'm gonna go for Mummy.
So I'm gonna go for Valkyrie. I think it's a very enjoyable.
I think no matter what, this is not moving forward beyond this.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with The Mummy as well
Okay.
Nice.
because Adam got outvoted on something he wanted, so now
Yeah.
it's all, we're all
I
gonna get fucked
I
at
do
one
want to
point.
rewatch it because I want to believe that it's not as bad as people say it is.
It's got some good stuff in it, but it's just by the time Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde shows up, you're like, oh fuck.
And isn't Tom Cruise the vampire or the mummy? Doesn't he get bit or something?
Yeah, he turns into a mummy.
He does. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking weird. Yeah.
So he is the mummy by the end?
It's not even how mummies work.
Yeah. How do you become a mummy?
I don't know. It's a lot of
Jesus.
Shove some
paperwork.
Wrapped in
shit up your
toilet paper or
nose. Yeah, it's paperwork. You got to know someone. It's all politics.
And I like that movie too because they're just like, what if the beginning mummy was like really hot? Because it's like a really attractive girl, I believe.
I
Yeah.
think people are generally hotter before they get embalmed. And
No,
so-
she's like a hot mummy.
oh,
Mm.
what? The
So that's right,
the
that's my point.
1932 original one is fully bonkers. It's very boring, but it's bonkers.
Do you like so like they're like, oh, that universe sucks, but they're like, let's remake. I mean, Invisible Man was good. Do you
It's
see
fantastic.
Wolf?
I heard some friends of mine saw Wolfman and they said it was terrible.
Terrible. That's
Okay.
so bad.
All right. We got our first Mission Impossible here now. Finally.
Hey,
Yeah,
The
dude.
number 4 seed, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, versus the number 29 seed, Oliver Stone's Born on the 4th of July.
I haven't seen all the way through, but I've heard it's great.
Born on the 4th of July is a good movie.
It's really good.
Really good. It's depressing too.
Wheelchair Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
But the plane.
his acting in it's great.
Mm-hmm.
I read one said he was really bummed he didn't get nominated for that.
I thought he did.
Or he didn't win for that.
Yeah, it was,
He's never won.
He's never won.
He still never won, right? Yeah.
He should have won for Rain Man. Honestly, I think he's incredible in that.
I think he's going
And
to be.
I've never seen him.
So the Oscars used to do this thing more often. Like Gene Kelly got one. They used to give you special Oscars where it's like if they kind of knew you weren't going to win, or if something did really well, they would like give you like a special Oscar. Like just, you know, there's like Gene Kelly like directed and starred and all the rest of it in American Paris. I think Tom Cruise is going to get one of those before long. I think they might just give him one like next year just for the final, just for the Mission Impossible franchise. I think they're just going to give him one. We're like, dude, it's crazy that you don't have one.
Well,
because you've saved our asses
so much. And it's incredible that he does Final Reckoning like a year or two probably before they start having Academy Award for stunt.
Exactly.
And when you know he would win one for stunt for sure,
Yeah.
which is kind of a slap in the face for a lot of other stuntmen, but it also isn't at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we got Rogue Nation or Born on the 4th of July.
I'm gonna go because I don't really love Rogue Nation as much as the others. So, and I don't want it all to just be Mission Impossibles. So I'm gonna go Born on the 4th of July because what I've seen of it is great.
I'm also
great.
going to go Born on the 4th of July.
Wow,
too.
this is huge.
I think it's the only Oliver
one.
Stone. I don't really like a lot of Oliver Stone movies, but I like that. That was really
It's
good.
got a few.
Nice.
Platoon's great.
Platoon is good.
Okay, next one. Number 13 seed is Top Gun versus the number 20 seed Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, Top Gun, easy.
Top Gun.
I'm gonna go.
Arguably, Interview with the Vampires is the worst one movie. Have you like that movie?
I liked it, and I'm just gonna say Interview with the Vampire because it's not gonna win. So I'm just gonna say it. Do I have to
case.
defend it?
No.
I would like to hear it.
It's
I want to
okay.
hear it.
No.
I like the whole thing. I like that she fucking Anne Rice didn't want him to be it, and then she saw Rushes and she was like, "I was wrong. He's fucking awesome." I think normalizing two of it, like I think it normalized some bad things. It normalized fucking sexualizing Kirsten Dunst, which
Right.
is really fucked up.
Yeah.
But normalizing like homoerotic performances from like two of the biggest, most bankable stars, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, that was kind of great. And Top Gun, here's the thing. Of course, Top Gun's iconic. And it's great. Dude, it's structurally not well put together.
No.
What's done more for the homosexual community than Top Gun?
That
though?
is true. That is
Well, I mean,
that is a great point.
I mean,
You know
Listen,
what? I
Iceman,
stand-
be my
I
wingman.
stand corrected.
You can be my wingman anytime. Come on, that's way more
Yeah.
than Brad Pitt and Tom
Yeah,
Cruise kissing.
More,
Well, that
for,
was like
more for
in-
gays in the military than
It's Tony Scott directed Top Gun, right?
Yep.
Yes, and that, I mean, he's obviously Tony Scott's gay, correct? Am I wrong with that? No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know, he's
But
dead. He's dead.
He basically like he saw like there's like this photo picture of all these like really hot guys, and he's like, I want the movie to look like that. Like it is like it is like it's supposed to be that way.
There's a great story about old school filmmaking, which is they're shooting all these because it's a fucking recruitment film for the Air Force essentially, right?
Because it went up like
That's
200% or something the
I
next
believe
day,
that's what I
right?
heard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they got sorry for the Navy. Sorry, yeah. So that's why they got all this help, and they there's a real jets are flying and flying like real drills. And at one point, Tony Scott's on this fucking aircraft carrier, and he's like, they get one shot, and he goes, that was really great, but I'd love another pass at it. Do you think we could turn around and do it again? And the commander of the aircraft carrier was like, we could, but that will be $250,000 in fuel.
Yeah.
If you want me to turn around an aircraft carrier for your little fucking movie?
Yeah. He's like, I just like this angle better. Can we just get that angle better?
Nowadays, Tom Cruise would pay for that.
It's yeah. It's also
He'd
like
insist on steering the ship.
Yeah.
yeah. But like no, he's actually swimming the ship, or it's like connected to him.
I'll tow it around.
I'll turn it around. It's one of those movies too where it's just like you forget the power of editing
Yes.
because it was
Yes.
one of the worst like rated movies like in front of a whatever was it called when you do it in
Test
front of
screening.
thank you
Sorry.
test
Oh,
screening
really?
one of the worst test screenings ever, and then all of a sudden they just completely re-edited it, and then it became this
And
sensation.
that's what makes me love the sequel all the more because they were like, this is what the sequel is like, this is what we wanted to do.
Right.
This is how we wanted it to look. And God bless them.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
God bless.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. The number 5 seed, very shockingly, is War of the Worlds.
Whoa, I could see that though.
And then the number 28 seed is Jack Reacher, Never Go Back.
It's War of the Worlds, 100%.
Yeah, I
Jack
haven't seen
Reacher's
the Reachers because I know it's such a.
The first one was pretty good. The second one,
The first one's awesome.
Was
The
that
second
Never
one's
Goes Back the
more-
first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one's not great, but the first one.
Which is the one you just said is the first?
No, the one he
this
just
is
said the second one.
The first
Oh,
one's
yeah.
just Jack Reacher.
Oh, that's right.
It's War of the Worlds. But you know what's crazy about that second one? You know who directed that?
Second Reacher?
Yeah, you do.
No, I'm asking
Edward
if you-
Zwick.
Who?
Edward Zwick.
Yeah.
Who did
The Last Samurai.
The Last Samurai.
Oh.
Really
And a-
very starkly different movies.
Yeah. Who's
Blood
actually
Diamond.
he's done like a good movies.
Well, as someone who's a big fan of the Jack Reacher books, although I only got recently into them, everyone my father's age loved the Jack Reacher books. And I remember when there was announced they're going to make a movie, he was like, "Oh, this is great." And then he found out it's going to be Tom Cruise. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the book, part of the book is how big this guy is. That's part of
Yeah.
like the character. He's 6'5", 250. They say it often.
Yeah.
So to hire Tom Cruise, who's not that at all.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know why I said hire. Tom Cruise bought the rights. He wanted to
Yeah.
make the movie
Yeah.
because Tom Cruise loved the books too. But now there's a series on Amazon Prime, everyone, that I cannot recommend enough.
Yeah, they found the perfect guy,
Yeah.
He's
right?
perfect. And
Alan
it's so
Rickman?
good. Alan Richmond, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. And actually they were in town, they're doing a spin-off for Neely, and they were filming at Wrigley over the weekend. This past
wow.
weekend. Yeah.
You know, like they went to Tom Cruise and they're just like, "Hey, man, you're supposed to be like really big." He goes, "Well, put the camera lower."
Yeah.
Like you know, it's
Make
just
everyone
like-
really short.
yeah. Just
Can
put
we
a-
hire the Lollipop Guild to be all the bad guys?
So we're picking
What's
War of the
Dinklage
Worlds.
doing this weekend?
We're doing War of the Worlds. Okay. Next
Yeah,
one.
War of the Worlds, fantastic movie.
This one's
Except for him trying to play baseball with this kid. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's embarrassing.
this one's great. The number 12 seed Minority Report versus the number 21 seed Collateral.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck that.
Whoa.
I can't believe they're that far apart. This is the first real tough one.
Because Collateral is,
He should got an Academy nom for that.
yeah, and so should Richard Gere. Because he looks exactly like Richard
Oh,
Gere.
yeah,
yeah. Because
yeah.
of the gray hair.
It's
That's right.
so funny. It's
Yeah.
like, was Richard busy?
I really like
Yeah.
him as the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's so fucking good, man. I
Yo,
want
homie, is that my briefcase?
dude. I wanted to see him again when he does something. When he steps out of his comfort zone, you're just like, can you be the bad guy in more things, please?
know.
Like you're so fucking great.
He's so good.
and then casting him against Jamie Foxx is just so universally likable. It's like this is awesome.
I've always wanted to do the money thing where he goes, when he does that with the money that slips out, I've always wanted to do that to somebody. Do you remember that when he goes, "Hey, I want to hire you to be my ride," whatever, and then he goes, "Can you afford this?" And he does the money where it fans out perfectly. I was like, I'm gonna do that to somebody one of these days.
I would say like I do like Collateral. Collateral is a fucking that's a great
fucking
It's a
banger.
great Sunday evening watch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Popcorn
like
flick.
that's a great it's a great movie to go to somewhere you've not
Yeah.
seen Collateral because it's such a perfect little thriller.
Yeah.
It's like who doesn't like a
I think it's like
Right.
exactly 100 minutes too.
Yes.
It's
And-
not, you know.
It's like a linorama type thing where it's just like, you killed that guy. He's like, no, I didn't. I shot him. The bullets in the fall killed him.
Yeah.
And you're like, what a great fucking line. And then
and he's also killing like scumbags.
Right.
You know, the people who are killing are like bad guys too. So it's not like
and then when Jamie Foxx becomes Vincent, finally takes his glasses off. It's amazing. And like the jazz scene is like, give him the Oscar.
Yeah, that
right
is
there.
insane that he was he nominated for that?
No,
That's bonkers.
that's insane.
silly.
But Jamie was.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
what
the year that Jamie Foxx was nominated for supporting and
For
kick in
Ray,
the
yeah.
dick,
for
isn't
Ray.
it?
He won for both, didn't he?
No, he just won for Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having said all that, Minority Report.
I do love Minority Report.
Report's-
It
It's a
introduced
fun-
the world to Colin Farrell, it feels like.
Yeah.
Wasn't that was his first big movie?
Disagree. I think I'm looking for the movie in a sense. Daredevil did.
Daredevil, where he did
Wait,
the
with
worst
his
Irish
bullseye?
accent ever
Huh?
for a guy who's Irish.
Minority Report
Yeah.
came out before Daredevil.
I know.
Yeah, Minority Report was definitely before Daredevil. There were
Tigerland
within-
did.
He had
Tigerland
a
should
run
qualify.
of like 5 movies in 2 years. Colin Farrell. It all came at once.
Are you going Collateral over Minority Report?
I am 100%. But you guys vote me out. That's fine. But I think if we're looking at like Minority Report is a more fun movie, but Collateral show, it's an incredible movie. It's also, I mean, he's working with good directors both ways, but like he's just so fucking good as a bad guy.
So here,
He's mesmerizing. He's mesmerizing in that movie.
I might need a ruling on this. Are we voting on these as Tom Cruise movies? Because I think Minority Report it's one of the best sci-fi's ever made.
You're right.
It's a fantastic movie. I do not think that Tom Cruise is as good in it as he is Collateral.
It's however you feel.
You
'Cause
know
that's,
what I'm- you know
yeah,
what
I
I'm
agree with
saying?
that.
Yeah, we didn't really lay out the rules for that per se, but I agree with
I mean,
Jonah,
you could-
just how you feel.
You could
I'm
put.
high, by the way.
I think. I think in that movie you could put another actor as that person, and I don't think anybody could crush Collateral as bad as Tom. And but also you're walking in thinking like Tom Cruise is a bad guy, and then afterwards you're like Tom Cruise is a bad guy.
Yeah, I think I kind of. By the way, this is the toughest one we've had. Adam won me over on Minority Report for a while, but you're kind of steering me the other way with.
There's no wrong answer here.
Because you're right. There's something about him being a bad guy, where he,
but Collateral came out around a time when you forgot how good of an actor he is.
And also, like, it's like you are famously an overly intense guy.
Right.
Why has nobody thought of making you a fucking bad guy?
Right.
Like, just in a fucking quietly, in fucking methodical.
And you're rooting for him. You
Lunatic who
kind of are
likes-
rooting for him to
likes
finish his
jazz.
job. Yeah, yeah. And you know Tom Cruise never listened to jazz.
Yeah, but the only time, and it's also, I hate people trying to convince me to like certain kinds of jazz, and like I've never been more convinced than by the bad guy in Collateral. I'm
Right.
like, oh, I should listen to that.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go Collateral as well.
Oh,
Nice. Sorry, Adam.
You mad about that?
yeah, I love Minority Report's one of my favorites of all time.
Is it really?
It's so good.
Whoa.
But yes,
Wait,
he
so
is
it's
really good
great.
Is he the
collateral.
tiebreaker then?
No,
There's no tie 'cause there's three of us.
Yeah.
Oh, so then
Last time he
then
was
I
the
officially
tiebreaker.
can vote Minority Report then, and then.
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
People could.
That's
see
why we
where
have
they
three.
are. Yeah.
That's why this is fun.
Now this one's great. This is the number 2 seed, Mission Impossible Fallout,
Oh no.
versus Ron Howard's number 31 seed, Far and Away.
Oh fuck you. That's easy. It's
That's so easy.
It's so
it's
easy.
Fallout.
Wow, far and away the most forgettable movie on that list.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
picking Far and Away.
Have you
Because
seen
of the
Far and
Irish
Away?
accent.
I have seen
Speaking
Far
of
and Away.
Irish
I
accents,
Because it's
dude,
Irish. Shut
I
up. It's not
like
even
No,
a good
I got a
Irish
personal.
accent.
I got a personal fun reason for it. So
You have a personal fundraiser for it?
fun reason for
Oh,
it.
okay.
It did sound like fun. That's funny.
But that's the first time he's misheard me in a way that didn't make me look like a
exactly.
racist.
Right.
That's good. You had a fundraiser going on? That makes
Yeah.
me look good.
I thought your fundraiser to CGI more white people in it.
Nice.
It was
Nice
an
spin.
it was an ice fundraiser.
So as a movie, it's whatever. Yeah, the accents aren't great. But my name is Joe, right? When I was in day camp at Portage Park, the one counselor would be like, Joseph, go get your lawn, Joseph. Your lawn, Joseph. That's your
okay.
lawn. Go get your lawn, Joseph. I had no idea what that was from. He never would tell me. And then 2.5, 3 years later, I'm probably like 14 at this point. I'm flipping around the channels, and I just stop it randomly on TNT, and all of a sudden I hear Nicole Kidman, Joseph, go get your lawn, Joseph. And I was like, oh, that's what this is from. Okay.
Who's
Wow,
that
what a
director?
mystery.
Although you said that's Ron Howard.
Yeah.
That I've never made it past the first act.
Oh my
I
god.
like the fighting scene.
I argue that one of the
Yeah, Cole
top,
Meaning's good in it.
one of the top 100 scenes in all cinema is in Far and Away. They shoot a scene where there's 400 horses all at the same time running across an Oklahoma field.
Yeah.
It's fucking, and Tom Cruise is like leading them. It's incredible.
And those horses got nominated for best actor. And,
Yeah.
They did, yeah,
and
yeah.
he didn't.
He didn't.
So we're going Fallout though, right?
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout, because-
go ahead.
I was gonna say Australia did Far and Away better. The movie Australia.
Oh, right.
That's true.
I'll say, yeah, because I could do an entire podcast on Mission Impossible Fallout.
So I just
uh,
watched it.
Top 5, probably top 3 best action movies of all time. Fucking nailed it.
Nailed it.
It's just fun to watch. I've watched it more than any other Mission Impossible movie. It's a movie I force people to watch because I do
Yeah.
love. Look, I'm not like I get swept up in the narrative. The narrative is great and all the rest of it, but it's just like it's the kind of movie like think of all of the planning and thought of how that's and that movie never stops giving. Just when you think like, okay, that's like what a great action sequence that was. He just jumped out of a plane, all the rest of it. We're gonna take a breather for a while. Nope, greatest motorbike chasing I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Like it just keeps fucking going.
It's so good.
The
And it's,
bathroom scene.
Huh?
The bathroom scene where they
The
all
bathroom
kiss.
scene
Right.
is it's got like it's got some of the best examples of every kind of action scene you can
Yes.
think of.
Yeah.
All in the same movie. And
Right.
it's someone that again, I'd be like, if someone's like, I don't like action movies, I'll be like,
Here, wait.
look, I dare you to dislike this one.
And you know what's great about that too is that like Tom Cruise isn't afraid to look weak or like
Yep.
he's like clearly like, oh, I'm getting my ass handed to me, and I just kind of just squeak it out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for someone like who, you know, people would say he's got an ego or whatever, but like if you're that height and that size, and then you cast yourself next to Henry Cavill, like that's like you're putting the movie first. You
That's
know?
his best role, and Henry Cavill's incredible in that movie
That's
too.
such a good fucking movie.
Uh huh.
Is he underrated?
He is.
Yeah.
I would watch the.
I don't know why they didn't keep him as Superman. He was
I love that he
fucking
didn't
good.
shave. He kept the mustache from Fallout
Mm-hmm.
because they're like, we need this fucking Justice League is a piece of shit. We need you back. He's like, well, I got a mustache. And they're like, well, shave it off. He's like, nope.
Nope. No, I ain't doing that shit.
Warner Brothers actually said, we'll if you shave it, we'll pay to CGI and also prosthetic the mustache back on him afterwards, and they all said no. Like
Yeah.
Tom Cruise refused it. He's like, no, we need
Yeah,
his mustache.
that's your problem.
It's incredible. Okay, so Fallout moves on. Next one's a good one. One of Jonah's favorites is here. Number 15
Night and
seed
Day.
Oblivion
Oh.
versus the number 18 seed Night and Day.
Night and Day, baby.
Oblivion's one of my favorites. It's on my top 100 all time. I love Oblivion.
Night and Day's on my top 100 of all time.
Oblivion is one of. Sorry, go ahead, Joe. I feel like
I
are you
didn't say
high
anything.
or are we cutting you off?
I'm high.
Okay. Because again, I'm sorry. I feel like this is your.
You guys
night-
know way more about Tom Cruise movies than
know,
I do.
I'm
I
so-
haven't seen either of these
I'm
movies.
so
for
You
sorry.
background.
haven't?
No.
Oh, we're gonna have
This
a
is our
cruise watch.
fucking-
No,
You'd like-
you two do this one.
You'd like Night and Day, Joe.
I will let you represent me, Austin. You could be my vote for
Oblivion
this one because I've never
is
seen
one
it.
of the worst
Vibrate,
marketing
you know, it's an
jobs
emergency.
Oh, it's horrible.
in the history because I remember seeing the trailer for Oblivion and going, I think they gave away the twist.
Yeah.
And they did.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep watching. I'm like, that can't be the twist. There's got to be another twist because that would be stupid. Because the whole movie is the fucking and they give it away in the
Right.
trailer because they don't trust audiences. It's like, well, this would be fine. But Oblivion it's one of those things where like it's a really expensive snooze.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a lot going on screen, but I don't care about any of it.
I think it gets better the more you watch it. Like I hated it the first time. I liked it the second time. I like really enjoyed
I
it.
like the world.
The world's good. It's
Also,
but
the guy
it
directed
introduces
the guy who directed it made Top Gun Maverick, and he's making F1, and he made Tron.
right.
Like that guy is elite on an elite streak right now.
What's his name?
Joseph Kosinski?
Yeah.
I don't know his
Yeah, so
last
it introduces him to Tom Cruise to then make Top Gun. So
Right.
like the importance of it is really big. Night and Day, I enjoyed that movie. I think Tom Cruise is so funny in that, but it is not a good movie.
So I'm with you, and I agree with all of the points. I don't think Night and Day is necessarily a good movie, but you know me, I love my 1930s pictures, and it's Night and Day really wraps into a sort of guy and a girl on the run.
Right.
Kind of like getting themselves into a wacky situation where they get shot at. And
Yeah.
it's sort of like, it's all very kind of lighthearted. And like, it's like, who gives a fuck? It's Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz running around. Like,
When he like kicks that guy, he goes, "Sorry, I thought he was making a move. I thought he was making a move." Was great. And then he goes, and then he's in the same scene. He's basically, anybody moves, I'm gonna kill myself and then kill her. And it's like these little lines that he says.
it's almost like, I don't know if you ever saw Romancing the Stone. It's almost like
Yes,
Tom Cruise doing Romancing the Stone. It's
but
sort of
better
like,
than Michael. I think he's better than Michael Douglas.
Oh, well, he's going to be better action than anyone.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun. It's silly. It's fun. I'm going to go 9 Day.
Oh, me too. Also, it's a great director. Who directed that?
James Mangold.
And James Mangold directed that.
Tom
Of all-
Cruise. I want to do a podcast where I deep dive either if Tom Cruise or Leonardo DiCaprio has the best director filmography. Like who
Yeah,
worked with the
I
best
think.
people.
Yeah.
I think it's Tom. When you have Stanley,
You think it's
Kubrick-
Tom?
When you have Stanley Kubrick, you
True.
get a ton of points.
Okay.
already.
Again, 9 Day is not a good movie, but it is such an enjoyable watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about this is gonna be an interesting one. I think this is the number 7 seed Mission Impossible 2 versus Cocktail.
Cocktail.
Ooh, dude, you are
That is-
such a good job of lining up the mediocrities and the
Yeah.
and the difficult ones. Because Cocktail,
You know who actually did it? America, because they came out and they bought.
They bought Cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cocktail is like that is I was saying I don't like sex scenes. Like there's so many bits in Cocktail that are supposed to be like sexy.
Mhm.
I'm just like, why are they fucking making out in this waterfall?
Yeah.
Well, I said to Jonah the other day, best
Side tip.
side boob in cinematic history.
Oh.
That's Shoe, right?
Elizabeth
Yeah.
Shue's side boob in the waterfall scene in Cocktail is
Yeah.
all timer.
And what's his name? Is it Brown? What's his name? The guy,
The Australian
guy,
actor?
The guy who plays. He had a career for a hot second.
So yeah, it was an FX, and he's so good in that. He
We watched
steals
that
the show.
together, too.
We watched that together. Yeah, young Flanagan. Just
I like it.
Coughlin's Law.
Yeah.
There's a comedian. I can't think of his name now. There's a comedian, American comedian, Rich something. He was the basis for Mo, but he has an amazing bit about Tom Cruise movies. He goes. You've seen this movie, Tom Cruise movie, Cocktail, where a guy doesn't know what he wants to do, and then he finds cocktail. He wants to be the best cocktail waiter in the world, and he tries really hard, he works really hard, and he becomes the best cocktail waiter in the world. That's different from Days of Thunder, where this guy not sure what he wants to do, and he decides to become a race car driver, and he tries really hard. It's like the plot of every fucking Tom Cruise movie.
Well, CJ Sullivan used to have that. He always plays a hot shot.
Yeah.
Hot shot this guy, hot shot that guy, hot shot Vietnam veteran.
Shot Vietnam.
That was the punchline. Yeah.
Hot shot legless guy.
Yeah. Doing wheelies in his
Hot shot
wheelchair.
guy used to shit in a bag upside down.
But Cocktail's one of those movies though where you can see like how a good actor can elevate a bad script.
Yeah, I cannot vote for. I cannot
For Cocktail,
ethically vote for Mission Impossible too,
right.
because it's such. How do you make two guys riding motorbikes that fast kind of boring?
I know.
I don't know how they did. They did
Yeah,
it.
and John was like, "What if the two cars feel like they're dancing together?"
What if there's doves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And
doves.
also, like, this Limp Bizkit's good. We should have them do the main song.
I'll say,
We're going cocktail?
Yeah,
yeah, and,
Let's go.
and this is a Sean. This is a spiritual Sean Flannery vote, because
Yeah.
Sean Flannery would vote for the movie that's about a blue collar job.
right,
He's not a spy. He's a fucking bartender.
right. Yeah.
This
They
is
have-
we're going on the next one. You ready?
Right.
This one's great. Number 10 seed Mission Impossible 3 versus number 23 seed Vanilla Sky.
Oh. We
Like
were
the
talking
same
pre-podcast.
year
We were talking about this, like Mission Impossible 3, best bad guy. I think we all love Mission Impossible 3 because Philip Seymour Hoffman's so good in it.
Yeah.
He's
He's great in that.
He's so good in it.
Great mask work. in
Great
that.
mask work.
Great
yeah.
mask
Billy
work.
Crudup's really good in
When he's
it.
just
too.
when he's
Yeah.
when he's throwing that when the thing's trying to. It was amazing.
That was a really good impression of that scene.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty on point.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna go Vanilla Sky.
It's great.
It's you know, and
We
I
see boobs in that.
see boobs. It's a remake, sure, but it's like it's also like the power of a movie star. That's a weird fucking
weird
movie.
fucking
It's a
movie.
weird movie, and like the fact that that's in the top whatever, that made it so much like the amount of money it made for a weird fucking sci-fi memory movie.
Right.
Like,
That's when it comes back to Cameron
It's
Crowe, and that's
fucking
during his
long,
weird
dude.
years
yeah,
too.
it's long. It's weird. It's very high concept. They recreate the Bob Dylan
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
cover and all the rest of it. It's
Right.
this so many. It's got so much like depth to it. Like
That's why I hate about Mission Impossible. It has taken away so much of his career, and people are just like, "Oh, I can't wait till he gets to like the weird movies." I'm like, he already did that. He
He's
did
done
that
so
during that
many-
time.
Next year, he's in the Alejandro movie. The guy who made Birdman.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
He,
Yeah.
He's told us he was coming back to the dramas and comedies, and he can't wait.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
like, oh,
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing. I'll say this real quick, just because I thought of this, but like, I hope he knows, Tom. We want to see you in new comedies. Please don't make like a Les Grossman spinoff thing, because that
Yeah.
won't be funny.
No.
If the whole movie's about Les Grossman, that's not funny. But Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder is very funny.
Fair. Yes.
Anyway, I'm going Vanilla Sky.
Yes. Agreed.
wow.
Joe?
Okay.
Dice.
Wow, that's
Dice.
crazy. It's
Does that
so good,
mean-
though.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah. Ties.
Okay. All right, we got.
Is this so painful for you? Just two movie dorks.
It's only painful when I don't know the movies. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it though. That's why there's been, I don't know if you've noticed, there's been a couple times where I've asked you guys to explain, because if I don't know the movies, maybe the listeners don't, and that way it makes it a better
Yeah.
Yeah.
experience.
Joe's on it. This one, I
crushing
think Joe will know both. The number 3 seed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol versus the number 30 seed Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Sorry. It's all.
I mean, Robert Duvall,
It's all about tires.
Tom Cruise,
Oh,
Nicole
Michael
Kidman.
Rooker's in that too.
Yeah.
Really good in that.
He's so good in that.
Here's the thing. I get it. Sure. It is just another remake of Rocky. I'm sorry. It is. It's the old grizzled coach. It's the young hotshot. It's the fucking, and he has a girl he's trying to impress. I gotta go Ghost Protocol, man. You fucking take Brad Bird, you take a fucking animation director, and he makes one of the best action movies.
Yeah, we got
of all
Tony
time.
Scott.
Burj Khalifa, dude.
But Tony, that's a great scene. It's not a
Yeah.
great movie. Tony Scott makes, it's Tony Scott, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Scott makes Days of Thunder look beautiful, or makes NASCAR look beautiful. Like that's
I think that's my problem.
Really. And it's
We know what it is.
Oh, and then Nicole Kidman's a brain surgeon. That's amazing. But Robert Duvall is just so.
He's one of the best American actors of all time.
Yeah,
so
really.
good.
Has he won an Oscar ever?
He's all about tires.
Yeah.
See, Adam, it's all about tires. See.
Letterman always used to, whenever Letterman would have Robert Duvall on his show, he always, I thought this was the coolest compliment. He would go, whenever he goes, whatever this movie is, there's your price of admission right there. And he'd point to Robert Duvall. And he's like, right, Robert Duvall is one of those actors, like, I don't really give a fuck what the film is.
So so Days of Thunder, right? Best scene is the rental car scene. When they get the insurance and they just fight. Somehow they're on the beach. I don't understand
really
that.
good, yeah.
It's so
I
good.
don't really remember. I know I've seen it. I don't
It's
really
so
remember
good. It's so much better than you remember. And my second favorite part of that, I don't think Austin, I don't know if we talked. We did. I think I pointed it out when we watched it. But there's a scene where they're walking on the beach, and Tom Cruise is talking to Mickey. What's his name? Michael Rooker. Thank you. And Tom says something, and then Michael Rooker's wife looks over and goes, "What's that, Tom?" And says Tom.
They don't cut it.
And they never caught it. And it's still in the movies.
Oh my god!
Right. Because his name is like Rusty or
It's
something.
not even.
Oh,
Tom.
speaking of,
It's not Tom.
I got a great still in the movie thing that when it's going to come up shortly here. But
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Ghost Protocol, dude.
Okay.
All right,
Days of Thunder is like
I'm
one of
going
my
Days of
favorites.
Thunder.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, sorry, Adam.
Oh my
That's all right.
goodness.
That's all right.
When's the last time you saw that movie, Joe?
A decade ago.
You know what's my favorite story about Days of Thunder is that this is during a time when Don Simpson was so much on coke that they were so fucked up that they forgot to shoot the cars going across the finish line. And this is after
That's amazing.
And this is after they did the reshoots. They already did the reshoots
my
and then
God.
or the pickups, whatever. And then they were like, "Oh fuck,
That's
we never
so
did."
funny.
Yeah, it's just because he's just so. And then
Nowadays,
also,
it wouldn't be a problem.
yeah, no,
It
because
was
they can
just
figure it out.
CGI. It just
Yeah. And then this was also Don Simpson was like, I want to be in the movie. And then I guess he was in the movie and he's such a bad actor that Don Simpson was just like, not Don Simpson. Tony Scott was just like, oh, we'll do it longer. And then they showed him the dailies and then he was just like, you can cut me out. Like, it was just
I
like-
will say Tony Scott began to favor a very frenetic,
yes,
jittery editing style, which is not for me.
right.
Yeah,
Like Domino's a big example of that.
Yeah, where it's just like, can we hold a shot for like, I don't know, a second?
Yeah.
And Days of Thunder is kind of emblematic of that.
And that's the beginning of that for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
All
I'm
right.
gonna go anyway.
Well, Days
Sorry,
of Thunder
Adam.
moves on. Now this one's gonna be really fucking hard. Number 14 seed Rain Man versus the number 19 seed A Few Good Men.
Oh.
God
no.
damn it! This is close to it. That
Is it Rain Man versus A Few Good Men?
yeah.
Tom Cruise. There is no Rain Man without Tom Cruise. I mean, I think Tom Cruise is better than Dustin. He won an Academy Award. Dustin
I
Hoffman. for
very
that?
much agree that Tom Cruise is so fucking underrated in that film
Yeah.
because Dustin Hoffman has, at the time, the showier role and has a role that has since become way more problematic
Yes.
because we don't necessarily think that was the best idea. But it's Tom Cruise is like, again, it's sort of like he's kind of the bad guy in that.
He's a
movie.
dick in the beginning.
He's
Yeah.
a dick. He's
Yeah.
the guy who doesn't want to adopt his autistic brother.
Right, isn't it 'cause there's money in it?
He just wants to adopt him for the money.
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
doesn't really want to look after him.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, now I heaven forfend I should speak for people who have autistic people in their family, but the way that Tom Cruise shows the frustration you have, like unapologetically, we're like, it's fucking look,
Hard.
you love these people, you care about these people, but it's fucking annoying
Yeah.
at times. You know what I mean? And it's like the way he just like he like loses it at him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's so fucking good in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying all this, and I'm definitely going A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
I'm going A Few Good Men strongly too. I've got personal reasons. Not personal reasons. I love the movie regardless, but I didn't see it until maybe 3 years afterwards, but everyone knows the iconic scene in that movie. I don't want to say it because producer Austin still hasn't seen it.
I know this scene.
Well, you want the truth. Everyone knows that, right? And that role, you get goosebumps the first time you see it. I feel like, at least I did. But Tom Cruise is a judge advocate general. He's part of the Navy JAG Corps. My grandfather was that.
Oh, wow.
So my dad's dad, yeah. So
Do you like the show Jag?
Yeah, the show Jag was out, and that's how I found out my dad. Because my grandfather died when I was like 3. I knew he was in the Navy, and I knew all that kind of stuff, but I didn't know the official title and all that. So the show Jag, because my dad was like, "Oh, this is my dad did. Your grandfather." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then he's like, "You ever see A Few Good Men?" I go, "No, I've never seen that." He goes, "Oh, really?" Well, that's similar. They'd go to like trials for stuff like that, you know.
Crazy.
You should do a bracket of episodes of Jag and call it Jag Off.
Yeah, let's have a Jag.
Oh, Adam, this is why you're on the podcast.
So we're going A Few Good Men then.
Who's his assistant in that? The comedian. He's a,
Kevin.
Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak.
Dude,
That's the beginning. That's the beginning of Kevin Pollak as exactly that role.
Kevin Pollak is in some huge fucking movies.
Yeah,
dude.
End of Days.
Yeah,
He isn't in the
no, but he is. He's in fucking Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
he's
big
in so
movie.
many fucking iconic movies. But again,
Great William Shatner impression.
yeah. But you brought this up earlier. It's like I don't love everything that Sorkin has done, but when Sorkin's on a fucking roll, dude.
Oh yeah.
There's no better dialogue in movies.
I agree.
When Sorkin hits it, and it's almost like movie from like if the whole movie is bad, the whole movie is bad. But when a Sorkin movie is good, it's fucking
Right.
He hits grand slams, but when he misses, he misses.
Yeah,
big.
exactly. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
And the movie's great because it started the whole military legal thriller,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or like kind of like there's that. Then there's like Courage Under Fire, which is with Denzel, which is a good one.
There's a good one.
Yeah.
And again, the Rob Reiner thing, I was like, we're all still quoting that movie.
It's so
Like,
good.
fucking 30 years later.
I know.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Alright,
yeah,
Few Good
everyone's
Men
so
moves
good in
on.
that movie too.
So good.
All right, next one here, the number 6 seed, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, newest one, versus the number 27 seed, Eyes Wide Shut.
It's gotta be Eyes Wide Shut, right?
I haven't seen that Mission Impossible one, so I'm going with Eyes Wide Shut because they see a lot of boobies in that one.
Yeah.
I've not sat all the way through Eyes Wide Shut. I don't
What?
know why.
Really?
It's the one Kubrick I think I've never seen.
I actually don't love that movie, but there's boobs.
I
Lots
like
of boobs in
I'd
that.
rather watch. They're both the same length.
It's crazy
Also.
plot. Nicole Kidman's character is just insane in that. He's like a doctor, and she's like, "What? You don't want to fuck your patients?" And he's like, "No, I'm a professional. What is wrong with you?" So remember that one time you went to the bathroom? Well, I wanted to fuck the guy across the table. By the way,
It's a
this
Navy guy,
accent
not
I'm
a
doing,
Navy.
dead on. By the way, this is
That's
exactly
what
Nicole
she
Kidman
sounds like.
sounds.
And she's wearing like a see-through shirt while screaming at him.
That part's great. Yeah, she looks good in the
I mean, you know, Dead Reckoning was fine. It wasn't as good as it should have been. But so let's just go.
Eyes Wide
Eyes
Shut.
Wide Shut. Nice. Okay, so last one of round one, and then we've talked about all the
No,
others, so
like,
we should
yeah.
roll through them. All right, number 11 seed, Edge of Tomorrow, or Live Die Repeat, as Jonah likes it.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, I don't either.
You dare put that on me.
And then number 22 seed, Jack Reacher.
It's just tomorrow,
Wait, hold on.
100%.
Did we have so is this the last round, the
Yeah.
last bracket? We didn't. So Mission Impossible didn't make it in.
No,
Oh,
Really?
no, it did not.
That was like a number one.
Yeah, no. Wait, did we say Mission Possible?
Not the first one.
No, it wasn't on here then.
I rewatched that the other
Oh.
night. Here's a fun thing: if you are doing a rewatch of Mission Impossibles, I know it's not in the bracket, but I'll keep it short. There's a shot in it, dude. If you don't remember the
elevator.
No, there's a shot like in the first Mission Impossible. It all ends on this fucking on the tunnel on the train, right?
Yeah.
The train goes to France. There's a shot of fucking Emmanuel Bart, and she's walking across the thing, and I rewound it like 3 times. I was like, fuck. They forgot to key in the background of the train. So, like,
Really?
she's walking across the thing, and it's just a green screen. You see,
Shut up.
the floor. You see the join of the wall and the floor. And I'm like, how the fuck how much did this movie cost?
Yeah,
and
because-
no one double checked.
Because Brian De Palma's too busy looking at her ass while she's
Yeah.
walking or something weird like
Yeah.
that.
And the fact that they haven't fixed it since. Anyway, so what do we got? We got Jack Reacher, the first one.
Yeah, and Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. 100% Edge of Tomorrow.
This is what I love about it.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah,
I'd forgot
saw
Edge of Tomorrow. One of the greatest action movies ever made. What
Ever.
a fucking great
And
film
I'm
that
standing
is.
at the edge of tomorrow, and I'm gonna. That's Saved by the Bell, the College Years
No,
song.
you got it. That's the movie.
Great
Is
song.
that right? Yeah.
Fucking good show.
How is that not the theme song?
Because I'm standing
Every time
at
he
the
wakes
edge
up,
of
that's what he makes up.
tomorrow.
What's crazy because that
gonna
movie
see what-
was like, that's the time when Tom Cruise is just getting out of the couch jump,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "No, this movie's good," and people are like, "Is it?" They're like, "No, trust me."
And it wasn't
just-
a hit, right? It
No.
did not. And you watch it now, you're like, what bunch of
Yeah, I like
idiots
that
did
one,
not
yeah.
go and see this movie?
Right.
It's a perfect summer movie. It's fucking.
Well, me, I saw it on HBO at a hotel room when I was doing the
Yeah.
road somewhere, and I caught it. I caught it right at the beginning. I'm like, what
it's
is
also
this?
great for
Oh,
that. You can. It's kind of long. It's kind of. He's sort of. That's another great one where he plays such a great asshole. His character is a fucking dickhead. He basically takes a PR job to get out of going to the front.
Right. And he plays that so weak up front too, or so like fake confident.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, we're gonna put you in. He goes, what?
And then Brendan Gleeson sends him to the front. It is Brendan.
Yeah,
it is
it's
Brendan
Bill
Gleeson.
Paxton's great in that.
Bill Paxton's so good in that.
So good
His
in
little
it.
mustache.
It's one of the best like Groundhog's Day type movies.
It's sort of, you're not going to like me for this, but it's sort of Starship Troopers done right.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of it's kind of great.
Yeah.
I like Starship Troopers, but that's very true. I love
a good
Starship Troopers, boobs.
Yeah, that's
We're
Joe.
gonna go to Joe
There
every
needs to
time.
be
We're
a
gonna
boob
Google
bracket.
it.
Yeah. That's when Joe's like, hey, this is in the future, and then that's when men and women can shower together. What's going on here?
Yeah, I wanted to start that. in
Yeah,
my
I
grade
want
school.
co-ed gym
We're like, we never
showers.
did a
That's
shower.
what
We're
we
grade
call
school kids.
movies.
What do you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
I'll take bug attacks if it means titty action in the shower.
Yeah.
All right, we're on the round 2 here.
There we go.
So we're back up to the top with the number 1 seed Top Gun Maverick versus number 16 seed Jerry Maguire.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Maverick.
Oh,
Easy.
going by quick
Sweet.
here.
All right, next round we got the number 25 seed Tropic Thunder versus the number 9 seed The Mummy.
Tropic
Tropic
Thunder.
Thunder. That's
Yeah,
an
there
easy
we go.
one. Yeah.
Poor Mummy.
These are going to start getting so hard so quick, though.
I know.
The number 29 seed Born on the 4th of July versus number 13 seed Top Gun.
Born on the 4th of July.
Because I was going to go.
Let's go, Joe.
I was gonna go
That's
Top
right,
Gun
Joe.
too.
I was going to go Top Gun.
For nostalgia for me, it's Top. I mean,
I just haven't seen. I don't know Born on the 4th of July.
I've seen Top Gun more than I've seen any other movie
Yeah.
in my life.
I'll go Top Gun.
I'm gonna have to go Top Gun. Sorry, Joe.
Damn it.
That's right.
Good
So
try,
we can
Joe.
keep it in the
Good
mix.
Because my first L. You guys have a couple too.
That's true.
We got the number 5 seed War of the Worlds versus number 21 seed Collateral.
What?
Shit.
Whoa, that's like the same matchup.
I'm gonna go Collateral.
I'm going Collateral too.
I'm going Collateral.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds is not that great.
It
falls
especially
apart.
compared to
It falls apart.
Austin, the
hard.
third act is fucking garbage.
It's
The
horrible.
first two acts are
It's
dynamite.
so good.
and Tim Robbins is so good in it.
Once
You're
they get-
100% right.
Once they're in that like cabin with Tim Robbins, after Tim Robbins dies, the
Yeah.
movie falls the
They
fuck
just
apart.
don't know what to do.
It
They're
has
like,
no-
it's
It doesn't go
yeah,
anywhere. It's horror. It's like World War Z, where it just kind of ends.
yeah. Great
Yeah, I
point.
just watched that movie.
Okay. Number 2 seed Mission Impossible Fallout versus the number 18 seed Night and Day.
Oh, Fallout.
I'm gonna go
That's
with
an
the-
easy.
the
Yeah, Fallout.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay, now we got the
I'm
number
rooting for Fallout to take.
I know.
it
I
all.
think it might win actually.
the number
I think it might win.
26 seed Cocktail versus number 23 seed Vanilla Sky.
I'm gonna have to go Cocktail on that one. I'm
Cocktail.
sorry.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Wow.
I was gonna go Sky, but fine.
Vanilla Sky's a better movie, but Cocktail's more
Cocktail's
rewatchable.
making it further than anyone.
Cocktail's movie.
Right.
Cocktail's a little piece of shit that.
I
could,
can't believe
you know?
more people saw Cocktail than Mission Impossible.
Well, you know what, guys? This is a quote from Cocktail, where if things weren't hard, they wouldn't end.
What?
Because she goes, I don't know why it has to be so hard. He goes, if things didn't get hard, they wouldn't
Oh,
end.
yeah.
Great line.
Great line.
I saw
Straight
that
from the book.
I saw there's a 20. Yeah. Cocktail, you should read the book. It's a better book.
But it's spelled TLALE.
Number 30 seed Days of Thunder versus the number 19 seed A Few Good Men.
A few good men.
Oh, nice. Here we
Yeah.
go. Now we're
Yeah,
rocking
see,
and
we're
rolling.
gonna.
Okay, the number 27 seed Eyes Wide Shut versus number 11 seed Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nice.
agree. Edge of
All right,
Tomorrow.
round 3.
We are in sync right now.
Okay, we got Top Gun Maverick versus Tropic Thunder.
Top Gun Maverick. It's Maverick. It's Maverick. That's a better movie.
It's so hard, man.
It's
Tropic
so
Thunder's
hard.
a really good movie, Jonah.
Love Tropic
Dude,
Thunder.
Robert
You know what's funny about both these
Downey
movies?
Jr. got nominated for
I was-
blackface.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
And no black people were offended by it at all.
No.
No.
Every black person I know loves
Every
that.
every time you go on the comments, every time they show the when he quotes the Jefferson song, every time that clip comes up, it's just so many black people going like, "For the record, we fucking love this."
Yeah. It is hilarious.
I'll say, here's the thing. I do think Tropic Thunder's fantastic. It's one of the best satires of all time. But we're doing Tom Cruise,
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
and we
Yeah.
gotta go Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go Maverick.
The best-
we had our fun with
Yeah,
Tropic
yeah,
Thunder,
yeah.
but we got to go Maverick.
The best RDJ part is when he goes, what do you mean you people? And the other guy goes, what do you mean you people?
Guys, so
Cool your jets.
Oh, so okay, so I don't know if I've
That
told this
word.
on the podcast before, but Adam, I haven't told you this. So, you ever quote a movie because something happened and then nobody gets the reference and it kind of gets
Yeah.
weird? So, my girlfriend is with her friends and they're talking about, I forget something, right? And then something happens and she goes, yeah, you can't go full retard on that. And nobody knew the reference. So she thought, she's just like, yeah, you can't go full retard on that. And I was like, and all her friends are doctors and they're just like, you probably shouldn't say that. And she goes, no, like the movie, like Tropic Thunder. And they're like, what movie are you talking about?
That is so great.
It's a blackface guy telling another guy.
Right.
That is so great that specifically your girlfriend fell
It's
into
so
that
on
trap.
point. Yeah, you can see why we fell in love.
Okay, Top Gun Maverick moves on.
Oh,
now
dude.
we have the number 13 seed Top Gun.
You know it's gonna be
versus-
Maverick and Fallout at the end, right? We all know that, right?
It's number 13 Top Gun versus number 21 Collateral.
Collateral.
Collateral over Top Gun, yeah.
Collateral.
Collateral's that's a tour de force by.
Nice, easy. All right, number 2 seed Mission Impossible Fallout versus the number 26 seed Cocktail. Come on, push
Yay!
Cocktail forward.
Let's go fucking Cocktail.
How
Let's
dare
be
you guys-
honest, they were kind of the same movie.
If you guys go Cocktail, I'm fucking destroying your basement.
Please don't do that.
We say you'd be the third person to walk off this podcast, me being the other two twice.
Right.
That's an amazing stat.
I mean, but it's like 2.5 actually. But Cocktail showed us what a red eye was.
I'm going to Fallout. Yes, let's go Mission Impossible Fallout.
It's Fallout. It is Fallout. But Cocktail's fucking. You know what's funny? I will
not
never
good.
see.
It's not
Well, I
good.
will never see Fallout as much as I will see Cocktail
What
over
kind
the
of
course
side
of the
boob
rest
do
of
we have
my
in
life.
Fallout?
Kind
of side
good
boobage.
point.
But I like the idea that where Tom Cruise gets mad for his girlfriend not telling her that that she's rich.
Fallout is one of the most sexless entries to the Mission Impossible line. I think. I don't think
I changed my mind.
There's not a lot of fucking in Fallout, is there?
No, I mean they're just kissing. Vanessa Kirby kisses.
Yeah,
She's kind of sexy when she takes out her knife, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's one of the most emotional, but it is one of the most emotional.
Yeah.
Where it sets up the whole like he'll save you for the greater good of.
Yeah.
The only thing
He
that
has
gets
like
wet
Sarah
is the
Connor
bad guy.
flashbacks. You know, when he's
All right.
dreaming of the bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Fallout. Fallout's
Yeah, it's
a better movie.
All right. Number
That one
nine-
hurt though. That one
number
really hurt.
19 seed A Few Good Men versus number 11 seed Edge of Tomorrow.
Ooh,
Few Good Men.
Fuck.
It's close, but Few Good Men.
I love Edge. I love Edge of Tomorrow.
But it falls apart at the end. It does fall apart at the end.
What falls apart at the end?
Edge of Tomorrow.
What do you mean? Explain that.
The end of Edge of Tomorrow. It's not the best.
It's just not as good. Like, doesn't fall apart in the way that War of the Worlds falls apart.
Right.
It is not as good as the first two acts.
No.
The first two acts are so fucking fantastic, and you have to play catch up with that movie so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That movie's that movie's beloved by video gamers.
Yeah, I can
Because
see
it's
that.
because it's a video game.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go A Few Good Men.
Yeah, it's a few. I think we all did. Yeah.
Damn. Edge of Tomorrow made it far, though. It's okay.
Edge of
Man,
Tomorrow is
so
more
far.
like I could watch it tomorrow if you're like you have to watch one of these movies every single day for the next 30 days. I'm picking Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. But
Oh, that's appropriate.
But A Few Good Men's a better film.
But
Yeah, Few Good Men
but if
original.
we're on the road and if you're on the road and you're getting ready, you're unpacking your bag in a hotel room, and Edge of Tomorrow comes on, you're watching Edge of Tomorrow. You're not getting invested in.
right, you can watch the scene.
Yeah,
you can
because
watch.
I'll
You can
be
watch
late.
a scene and you can walk. You can walk away from Edge of Tomorrow. Like you're like, oh, I saw that scene. That's fun, right? The whole like where he
Yeah,
picks out everybody's like cards and all that shit.
Okay. We're down to the final four here.
Whoa.
Number 1 seed Top Gun Maverick versus number 21 seed Collateral.
Listen, I think we need a golf clap Collateral for making it
This far. Yeah.
making it far. Like,
Yeah.
good job.
Good
You know,
job.
a little fun little movie, but I mean, $1.3 billion at the box
The
office.
second I finished Maverick, I was like, I'm watching that again.
You made half of your cast pass out
gotta watch
from
that
the
Yeah.
from the amount of fucking G's that they were taking.
Right. Yeah, we're Miles Teller
know what this-
almost dies because he gets like gasoline poison or something like that, right?
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about Top Gun Maverick is that they never say what the enemy nation is. Like,
Which I love because they don't do that in Top Gun. You don't really know who
yeah,
the
but
bad
it
guy
is funny where it's like it's like some weird mashup of North Korea and
Yeah.
Iraq. They're like they're Asian Arabs somehow.
Yeah. And I do like that they are that, but then for some reason they have like a relic
Yeah.
of a F-16 fighter or whatever it was. We're just like, oh wow, I used to fly that. That's weird that's here.
Be the
I'm
best.
gonna go Sorry.
The best part of that movie is the only time I've like dropped my jaw in a theater is when they're in the old plane chasing the new one. The plane just stops and starts spinning backwards and goes behind them.
Yeah.
And Miles Teller goes, "What the fuck?" I remember. I mean, my whole theater went silent.
Well, because everyone over 40 was like, "Oh!" This is such a great callback.
I gotta go Maverick.
Yeah.
There's nothing more Tom Cruise than at like almost 60 years of age. You do a sequel to one of the most iconic movies of all time. Everyone is sure this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, "Why the fuck are you doing it?" You change technology. You also like do most of the shit in the movie for real.
Right.
And then it makes $1.3 billion
Right.
at the box. That's Tom Cruise, baby.
Well, it's
Yeah, dude.
right, and it also shuts up streamers. It shuts up streamers
shit.
too. Where you're like, no,
that?
people.
I said, clip that.
Yeah,
That's Tom Cruise.
yeah. But yeah, it shuts up streamers where people are like, oh, people
Yeah,
are
and-
going back to the
and
theater.
people wanted to see it on the biggest. I saw it with Nate Craig, and we were fucking bummed because we could. There was some movie, some piece of shit movie, pushed it out of the IMAX screens. I
Was it
can't remember
Tenet?
what it was.
It was fucking Tenet.
Now he went and
No, I
saw
know it
Tenet. You ever seen that video of him going to see Tenet? And he's like, "Go see the movies. They're back."
Yeah,
and he's
he
like
does-
watching the movie.
Yeah,
It wasn't Tenet. It was something
No, I know
worse.
it
It was
wasn't.
some piece of garbage, and like we couldn't see it in IMAX because fucking they only had it in the IMAX for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Stupid, but anyway, fucking Maverick. Come on.
it's Maverick.
Hey, Austin, this is a pickup shot we're going to do right here of me.
It was a Jurassic World.
Dude.
It was the new
Wait,
Jurassic
hold on.
World.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how underrated is Tom Cruise? Cut. You're going to put that in front of Burke giving up that amazing Tom Cruise thing he did.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do shit in real time. The listeners appreciate this.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. They like it. Okay, we're on to
You
the
don't have to
last
hold
one
out.
here, people. We're doing number 2 seed Mission Impossible Fallout versus number 19 seed A Few Good Men.
Oh God, this is a hard one.
Okay. Here's the thing.
A Few Good Men's
You go ahead first.
My argument is A Few Good Men is a better movie. It's a better acted movie.
Yep.
Right? But I don't think A Few Good Men's a movie you're like, you got to see this movie. You know what I mean?
Here's how I'm thinking of it.
Okay. It's a Demi Moore movie.
No. Well, I'm thinking about it like this. Aliens will go, wait, so in the summer, when it's nice out, you guys release movies in the summer, and then millions of you go into a dark room to watch a thing. And why do you do? It's not. Shouldn't you be outside? What could be so good that
Right.
millions of you would go into? And I would say Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
We go to see a guy almost kill himself. Look, Few Good Men, fantastic, iconic, all the rest of it. But it's a fucking play.
Yes.
We can go see a play. You can't. There's only one way to see Tom Cruise almost kill himself 4 times.
Could you imagine
And that's-
Mission Impossible Fallout play?
It's just him hanging off the
Yeah.
proscenium stage.
Could you imagine your friends are being like, hey, my kid's in a play, you got to come see it. Like, what is it? It's Fallout.
I kind of want someone to mount Fallout.
Could you imagine somebody like pretending to be Wolf Blitzer? Somebody pretending to be somebody pretending to somebody be Wolf Blitzer.
There's a clip. Have you seen Fallout like a bunch, or just once or twice?
Just once.
Oh, it's so
Right.
good.
It's amazing. It was
There's
amazing.
a clip. There's a stunt that he does. There's so many stunts that we're like, that's the craziest thing. Everyone thinks the Halo jump is the craziest. There's a stunt he does where he's hanging off a helicopter.
Yeah.
There's a bag full of things underneath him. Now we know instinctively that he's cabled up for days and all the rest of it. But still, like, he does it, and he's such a good fucking actor while he's doing a stunt. He slips and he falls, and he was supposed to hit the bag, but he fell and he hit it in such a way where apparently one of the camera operators literally goes, "We've lost Tom."
Okay. So, okay. Great. So, my question to the two of you and Austin, if Tom Cruise does a movie, right, and he dies during the stunt, I think my theory is that there's a clause that we don't find out that Tom Cruise died until after they release the movie and they show that scene of him dying. I think that's how he wants to go. I think we will not know Tom Cruise dies doing a stunt until they release that movie.
And what's crazy is when he dies doing the stunt, he's explaining how to turn off certain settings.
So you can really see how he dies. Right.
You'll see the blood splatter if you
Right. Right. That's my theory. I think he does want to die. I think he wants to literally die for a movie.
I think the clause is actually if he dies doing a stunt, they have to use that take.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. So they use that. They use that take.
If he
But then
dies during a movie that's an action movie.
Yeah, it's so people won't be bummed out that they're going to see a snuff movie. So we hide the yeah. I see what you're saying.
I bet they filmed the endings first for all of his movies.
Yeah, they got to get those done. But I really think that if he dies during an action movie and the movie's like complete, that movie's gonna get $2 billion.
Oh, for sure.
Flock.
We're all psychopaths. We'd all go see it. Right.
But anyway, so for those reasons, look, don't get me wrong. Few Good Men, fantastic,
Incredible.
but
No, you won me over too.
It's also not a Tom Cruise. I mean, it's a Tom Cruise performance, but it's not a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yes and no.
Yeah,
we were talking about this upstairs. For Fallout, it's a scene where you have to see that he's jumped out of a plane. So they invented they spent $100,000 to invent a helmet. You know, like Mission Impossible Fallout 6 is like he willed that into being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That's like that famous Matt Damon story that he talks about. Yeah.
You know this story?
No.
Oh,
You're gonna tell it better. You 100% will tell it better.
We're telling the story about Matt Damon, but it's the shot he does in Mission Impossible 4 where he's hanging off the Burj Khalifa. And Matt Damon came up to him and he's Matt Damon, even as big as he is still kind of slightly in awe of Tom Cruise. Because here's the thing about Tom Cruise, as a quick thing, he's a movie star, but he's also a filmmaker.
Yeah,
he makes films happen. So Matt Damon goes, that fucking shot of you hanging off the thing, how did you? And Tom Cruise goes, I've been dreaming about this shot for like 15 years. So we're in pre-production of the movie. I talked to my security guy. And he goes, this one, I wanted the Burj Khalifa. I want to be hanging off. I want it to be real. I want you to see this me and I'm hanging off. And the security guy goes, we can't do that. Can't insurance reason, we can't do that. And Tom Cruise goes, I said, okay. So I get a new security guy. Safety guy it was.
Yeah. So I get a new safety guy. And he says yes.
But you know what I mean? Anyway.
He just knows how to get the yes. You've done a wonderful job selling me, and you make a good point too when we're talking about why it's not going to be a Few Good Men, it's going to be Fallout. Tom Cruise to me is a movie star. You think movie star, Tom Cruise's name has to be right there. Yeah. It's a play, Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Fallout needed Tom Cruise. Yeah. Fallout needed a movie star for that movie to fucking fly.
Yeah.
I think there was probably about, at the time, 1993, A Few Good Men, I think that year, there's probably about 10 other actors who could have serviced that role. Yeah. Maybe not done as well as Tom, but done well. For that reason alone, Fallout's got
it's Fallout.
I always put it this way. The difference between a really great actor and a movie star. If we all have Philip Seymour Hoffman, right? Mm-hmm. If I go, hey, let's go see a Philip Seymour Hoffman movie, you don't know what the fuck we're going to see.
Right.
If I go, let's go see a Tom Cruise movie, you've got a pretty good idea.
Right.
Good point. Great point.
What we're going to see.
Yeah. So Fallout.
Yeah, we're down to the final two, and it's
I fucking knew it. I knew it. I told you it was gonna be
the number 2 seed. It is Top Gun Maverick versus Mission Impossible Fallout.
I think it's gonna be Fallout for me.
Fallout.
It's a better movie. Tom Cruise. It's a nostalgia play. Maverick. It is such a fun movie. It's great, but Fallout's a better movie.
And the thing is too, for all the stunts and all the craziness, the story is very good.
It's very good.
It holds up.
There's emotion to it.
Remeets his ex.
Right.
Shows up. That's an awesome fucking drop in. Fallout.
And it's Fallout's 6, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's the 6th installment in a movmy, and it's better than the last
made
5,
the best one,
which is incredible.
And also my girlfriend and I watched it this weekend, and she's never really seen the Mission Impossible movies, and I was a little concerned, being like, okay, do you need to see the ones before, or oh shit, is it a movie that's just it's just they're just doing these dumps, so they do it in such a good way where you don't need to watch the ones before it to get it, but it's also not a 15-minute exposition dump. Right. You can't through context, you kind of figure it out. So it plays to the best of our IQ of the people that are watching it. So it's an action movie that's smart too, in a way.
They are and there's so much, not to I know there's a lot of Bond fans. There's so much smarter than Bond movies, and it's always what Mission Impossible did that Bond movies don't is they always tie it to a character motivation. He's
Yeah.
always kind of got like a bit of a character
Right.
motivation. It's like, well, I got to do it because I got to save fucking Benny or I got to save
Right.
so and so. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
always slightly personal. It's like, why doesn't he just give up? You know, anyway,
Right.
Anyway,
Well, that's the whole
Fallout.
thing. That's the whole theme of that, right? Is about him having to be like his savior complex or whatever. But it's him like wanting to, and then all of a sudden they put him in a situation where he caused this horrible thing to maybe happen to the person that he's loved the most in his whole entire life.
Yeah.
And then him like at the end when he's like, "I'm sorry that I did this."
Yeah.
And then she's just like, "No, it's like this wouldn't happen if I wouldn't have been saved if you weren't here." Or it's like she kind of flips it. Where he's like, "I'm sorry I caused this for you," and she's just like, "No, you're the one that saved it for me."
Also, again, Cruz is a producer. You take a guy who's Superman and you make him your bad guy. That's
Right.
That's next level thinking.
Uh-huh.
That's so smart.
Right.
That was really great. Yeah, that was
Right.
awesome.
Right.
Well,
And you still got Alec Baldwin.
Oh, he's so good in that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
best
Baldwin's
scene ever.
great.
And I told we watched it yesterday. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, you're gonna cackle at one point. And she doesn't laugh. She doesn't think anything's funny. I'm like, it's an Alec Baldwin moment. She went, okay. It's the part where Alec Baldwin reveals he was in on the plan, and then Henry Cavill takes the gun and he starts firing it. And it's blank. And he goes, "Oh, you were doing so well. I have a gun. I think this one's loaded. You want to find out?"
Right.
And she cackled. I was like, yeah, that did not age well, but it's pretty funny.
oh, yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm blanking now, but like, who is the kind of famous silent stuntman? Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
So, and it's like that's how great Tom Cruise is he's so good facial expression wise, like in these stunts where he's like fucking up. It's like he is like our generation's Buster Keaton to me in a lot of ways.
You've got to have a bit of Indiana Jones. Your guy has to be a little fallible. He always has to push. He always has to, like, his reach has to, or his grasp has to outlast his reach, whatever that phrase is. Do you know what I mean? He's too cocky a little bit, and he has to fuck up a little bit.
And he's got like that kind of Jackie Chan. We talked about this on Friday a little bit, but he's got the Jackie Chan a little bit to him where like something will happen and then he's like, and then kind of like he kind of knows how he fucked up.
It's in Rogue Nation where he has his character gets apoxia and he's basically high and he's trying to drive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I'm if this means Fallout wins, I'm so fucking psyched.
I think
Fallout wins.
I think we argued this pretty well, and I'm happy about this.
Happy.
Me too.
It's the greatest. It's for me top 3 action movies of all time. It's so good.
What's above it?
Raiders
Really?
and probably a Jackie Chan.
Okay.
But I can't. But I'd have it. That's a whole nother podcast to figure out.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, but Fallout is like, I mean, it's incredible.
Fallout's so good.
Yeah, so good.
Well, that's been the bracket. Tom Cruise movie bracket. Austin, I know, had a
Under
blast
2
making it. I
hours.
hope the listeners
that
had
three-
a
was that
blast
3 hours?
listening to it.
140.
I did also.
Oh,
Two
Adam.
long episodes in a row. Adam just busted
do
his
all
head
my
open.
stuff.
Yeah.
I did also look into it. I did accidentally leave out Mission Impossible. It was supposed to be like number 10. or
That's
number
okay.
11.
You know
Oh
what?
no.
You son of a what the
I don't think
fuck,
it would
Austin?
have changed the winner.
I
was gonna say,
don't
son
think
of
it
a-
was, and I think it actually helped with the brevity, and I think there were more interesting choices because you left it out.
Yeah.
Good job. Way to fuck
Thank
up in a
you,
good
sorry,
way.
yeah.
What a good year,
got
though.
450 million. I was like, oh god.
Oh yeah, that was a
Forget it.
good year. That year for movies. I think Twister came out there. that time.
96, I believe.
Something like that.
Austin, tell the listeners where they should follow
That's not
you.
Austin. That's Adam.
Adam.
You can follow me. Please follow me on Instagram, ATP Burke. I'm going to be bringing back my cocktail drinking series.
Oh.
Cocktail.
5 o'clock news. We'll be bringing that out soon. Cocktail. Yeah. And I'm also going to be on Wait. I want to tell a one-line story, which is I met a woman the other night at a show, and she goes, "Oh, my sister's favorite show is Wait, Don't Tell Me." And then she goes, "I don't know why." That's so great.
You're like, "Nice to meet you too."
That's
Yeah.
like that's it. Someone lifts you up and then fucking slaps you in the dick.
I had somebody come up to me at their show, and I think I told this in the podcast before, but she goes, "Hey, when you're done with your little hobby, you're gonna be a great public speaker." I was like, "Thanks for
Wow.
that one." Yeah, right. Anyways,
I don't have one of those
Oh,
stories.
by the way,
sorry.
by the way, Magnolia wasn't on there, was it?
I wasn't. That's my number
That's
one.
his
movie of all
favorite,
time.
yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, no,
Sorry,
that
Joe.
did
Sorry,
not
Joe.
make that much
Sorry,
money.
Joe.
It's all good. I'm just trying to land this plane because I have a brilliant idea I want to throw all your ways. Jonah, tell people where they can find you.
Figure it out.
They'll figure it out. This podcast. Well, subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/Joe Kilgallen. I got some tour dates. I'll be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Oh, no, this comes out next Monday. Thank you to everyone who came out to my shows in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Dr. Grin's Comedy Club. It was wonderful seeing you. If you are in along the Iowa-Illinois border, I'll be in Muscatine, Iowa on May 30th for a great fundraiser cause. You follow me on Instagram for that. And then, I'll pump more shit out, joekilgallen.com. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Cheers.